guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving back into the makeup collection, finishing off the makeup declutter, and we are decluttering the high-end eyeshadow palettes. This one was a little bit more difficult, and I tried my hardest to make sure that I was honest with myself. There were a couple times where I was like, oof, I should declutter it, I should keep it. You'll see in the video, but we go through the entire high-end eyeshadow palette collection, and we even compare and swatch every palette. I didn't swatch every single shade. I absolutely love my shimmer, so those are the ones that I tend to swatch just to see whether I should keep them or not. But you guys, we are going to make some hard decisions. I do ask that you not request any of my decluttered eyeshadow palettes. I do have some friends that are gonna take them off my hands, but I do not send my used makeup to my subscribers. They will go to a good home. But also, if you love declutter, I have a whole playlist on my channel that started back in 2019 when I first started my decluttering. And there are videos that range from 2.5 hours to 30 minutes. Just depends on what you're looking for, what your favorite category is, but go and check that out. It is linked down below, so you can definitely dive in and see what was in the collection, what stayed in the collection, and what we've decluttered now. But you guys, before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications, new videos. If you like this video, make sure to hit a big thumbs up. But if you want to see what's in the collection, what stays, what goes, just keep watching. Okay, we are starting on the high end or not so affordable eyeshadow palettes. Starting out, we have Marc Jacobs, and I've been waiting for Marc Jacobs Beauty to come back as a brand. This is this and bronzer, and I think, yeah, bronzer and maybe a highlighter are the only things I have remaining. This is the Electric palette. Gorgeous shades. I love this combination. So you've got a black, dark brown, taupey beige, and then you have a little light shimmer. These three shimmers right here are absolutely gorgeous. I don't think you have to guess if I'm getting rid of this palette. I literally just said it's the only thing really remaining in my collection, and I love this color story. These pops of shimmer and then the matte shades are a staple, so I am gonna keep this. I'm also starting with brands that I only have like one palette from, and then we're gonna move on to the ones that I only have like a few and then work our way up. So this one is from LYS. It's the Love Yourself Empowered eyeshadow palette. This is super cute. I love this color story. So you have a deep dark shade, you've got a lighter tan, and then a lighter neutral peachy shade. The three shimmers are really pretty. I did enjoy this palette, and then the shimmers are very buttery smooth. So this one I'm gonna keep as well. This one from Give. This is Gwen Stefani's brand. It is Just a Girl. I like this color story. I don't reach for it. So I have these shades in a bunch of other palettes that I take with me that aren't just a 4-pan. The shimmers are nice, but I have these shades in other palettes. I do like the formulation, I do like the quality, but to keep a quad for this, and I cannot say that for every single quad that I have, but for me to keep this color story when I just kept the Marc Jacobs one, and I know I have a ton of these shades, as much as I would love to keep this one palette from Give, I am going to declutter it. This one from Dior is the Dior Show 5 Colors Pink Riviera. This is the only palette I have from Dior. It's pretty, it's expensive. I just picked this one up. So you got 3 matte shades, you got a light tan, a deeper reddish tan, and then pink in the middle, whereas you've got the purpley shimmer and a light pink shimmer. They're pretty. I did just pick this up, so I haven't really played with it a lot. So I am gonna keep this in the collection right now. Like I said, I did just pick this up. I think it was just the springtime release, so it'll stick around for right now. Makeup by Mario. This is the Ethereal Eyes Moonlight. Love this color story. And see, I just got rid of my brown and tan from Give, but I love this color story with the blues, the grays, this light pinky shade. The shimmers are really pretty. They're kind of like a glitter topper, not really like a full-on shimmer, but they are buildable, and I love this palette. So I'm gonna keep this one. Ofra Signature Palette Luxe. I think this is, I've gotten rid of a lot of my Ofra palettes recently. I like this color story. I've never used this palette, so I'm not gonna swatch it because this is actually a highlighter. If you go and check out my highlighter declutter, you will see this palette or this color swatched, which is Rodeo Drive. I have this highlighter. I love the highlighter. It's a beautiful golden shade, but because I haven't swatched this, I know that I've got a friend out there that would absolutely love to have this color story. And then you've got a coppery brown and then more of a light brown shimmer. Gonna get rid of that one. Douglas Desert Nudes. This one I picked up when I was in Germany. Douglas is kind of like their Ulta. This color story reminds me of palette I've got from Sigma. I think I've got a similar color story from like Anastasia Beverly Hills. Really pretty color story. I love the shades in here. The shimmers are really pretty. But I also know that I have this in another palette that I plan on keeping. So I am gonna declutter this and give it to a friend. It is gorgeous and they have great quality. This one is the Unoriginal Nudes from Bella Beauty Bar. I just picked up this color story. Really enjoyed the shimmers. I love that I literally have every shade that I could possibly want. And this, knowing that I have my wedding coming up in April, this is a palette that I would travel with because it has the shades that I would probably gravitate towards for my wedding. I love that you have every single neutral that you might possibly need, as well as like a peachy and a pinky shade. Shimmers, gorgeous. You have some duochromes, multi-chromes. They're so buttery smooth, really good quality. So I am gonna keep this one. It is the only one I have from Bella Beauty Bar. I really need to look at some of their other palettes and pick up from them in the future. Okay, this is the Snow Angel from Simply Posh. I liked how they shipped this. When they shipped their eyeshadow palette, the shimmers weren't actually installed. They were sent individually and then I got to install them in place. That way it was ensured that they didn't break in shipment. You have all your light matte shades on the top. You have all your deep matte shades on the bottom. These multi-duo chrome shades are luscious and gorgeous, and I will absolutely be keeping this palette. Breathtaking. I love a beautiful shimmer on top of the fact that you give me a multi or duochrome that shifts. Stunning. Gonna keep this one. Tati Beauty. I don't think I have to tell you that I'm keeping this, but just in case you're confused, I will be keeping this because Tati Beauty, she disappeared for a little bit. She did just release her new brush collections, which I looked at them and I really wanted to pick them up, but I couldn't bring myself to pay the price point when I have a whole drawer of brushes, and I'm sure they're great brushes. She has impeccable taste in makeup and brushes and everything. Her makeup is stunning. But this palette I will be keeping. So you have, it tells you by row what they are, and then each row is a color theme. So going this way, you've got Memory, you've got Ritual, you've got Story, Soothe, Aura, and Poet. And in every shade you have a glitter, which is the top row, metallics, sequins, which are mattes with like a glitter, and then you have a total matte shade. I absolutely love this concept where it defines what it's supposed to be. This metallic right here also looks like it's, I mean, they're shimmers, but this one looks like it's a glittery shimmer, which some of them, and a beautiful champagne shade, which I appreciate. But I love that I have my black and my brown and my tans, and then in the middle I've got some shades I might not necessarily gravitate towards all the time, like this burnt orange or this beautiful cranberry row. But I'm not getting rid of this palette. I really hope she, like, now that she's released brushes, I would hope that she would start working on another palette, because when she sneaked the next palette after releasing this one, I was here for it. I was absolutely living for it. And then some things happened, life happened. We all went through some things, and this was the only palette released by Tati, but I'm keeping it. Dose of Colors. Is this really the only palette I have from Dose of Colors anymore? The packaging is stunning. This is the Desi and Katie Friendcation. I love this palette. I love the color story. You can tell these shades right here, these 4 matte shades, got the most attention, got the most love. This shimmer right here was a daily use for me. The blues are really pretty, the green. I traveled with this a lot after I bought it. I am gonna keep it. I thought I was gonna get rid of it, but they're still beautiful. It's still a staple that I would reach for. So I will be keeping this palette for now. From Nobla, this is the Side by Side Nude Palette. Color Story is definitely up my alley. I don't know if I've ever used this palette except to swatch shimmers. It literally looks like, and they're buttery smooth, like absolutely buttery smooth. But as much as I want to keep this palette, I just kept a whole ton of neutral shades, and it does not look like I've reached for this. So I would rather pass this on to someone else to get some use out of. It is a nice palette, but I'm gonna get rid of it. Violet Voss, the Sakura Blossom palette. Oh, that's total Barbie vibes. Actually, I think I used this for when we went to the Barbie movie. I think I did. I got this in a subscription box. I've never purchased Violet Voss myself. I do like the color story. I do like the shades. The shimmers are beautiful. I do love a all pink palette, and it still has some browns in there, so you can definitely do some things there. I'm gonna keep this one for now. Iconic London Desk to Dance Eyeshadow Palette. So this is, in theory, this palette, you can go to work, and then as you're leaving to go out to the bar or dinner with friends, you'll be able to transition. However, I'm looking at this, and it is predominantly shimmers. 1, 2, 3, 4 mattes. The rest are like suedes and shimmers, and some look like they have like chunks of glitter. Yeah, like big chunks of glitter too. I haven't really reached for this palette much. For me, I need like a brown or a black, something to deepen up besides just a color. As pretty as this palette is, I don't think I need to keep it, so I'm going to declutter it. This one from REM Beauty, this is the Wicked collaboration. Ariana Grande's brand. Are we surprised that she did a Wicked release? She's literally Glenda? How did she keep correcting her name? I can't remember. Palette is really cool. I like the book idea for it. And then inside you have the mirror, but then there's also 3 different recommendations and color shade mashups for you to try and use. And then in here you have the pinky shades. You've got the tan espresso, you have green for Elphaba, and then you have some really pretty shimmers in here. I bought this palette while I was out in Germany. I did reach for it quite a bit. I love the shades. I love this color story. I will be keeping this for a while, or at least right now. Okay, on to our next set of single eyeshadow palettes. You guys, Dixon came to hang out with me. I had to move my leg over because he's like, I'm gonna hang out on the towel. He wanted to sit right here. All right, so this one is from Florasis. I cannot remember which collection this was from. I absolutely love their artwork. And then so this entire thing is magnetized and can come off. But then inside of here, each of these eyeshadows has a beautiful pressing. It looks like carved wood. The shimmers are beautiful. The matte shades are so buttery smooth. This, I think I did partner with Florasis. They sent this to me. I will not be getting rid of it. Their shadow quality is spectacular. So this will be staying in my collection. It is an art piece. I should definitely be putting this on the table behind me to be displayed. It is breathtaking. So keeping from She Glam, this is the Corpse Bride. I like the packaging on this. Actually, this should have been in my affordable. She Glam is very, very affordable. Mistakes were made. It's fine. It's fine. That we might have that a couple of times where I'm like, ooh, that's a high end, and then it ends up, it should have been in the affordable. She Glam is one of those affordable brands. My apologies. This one, I love the color story on this. I love the grays, the blues, the shimmers are really pretty. However, I don't find myself reaching for this, and I do have my Makeup by Mario palette that I did just keep that has similar colors. So I am gonna pass this on. I know I have a friend that would take this off my hands. But if we're talking about comparison to color stories, I do have the Makeup by Mario right here, and it's eerily similar, just more blues in the She Glam one, but yeah. From Lorac, this is the Meraki Pro Palette Artist Edition. Ooh, okay, so this one, like with the Morphe palettes, you had the clear screen protector that had the names and everything. This one, you can't even see, there's clear already, and then they have the black one to cover it with the names. Another neutral, we're gonna get a lot of neutral color stories with me, just to be honest. This one, I don't gravitate towards. It has more of like the yellowy tones in here. I know that I have a friend that would reach for this and definitely take it off my hands. So this one I am going to get rid of. The shades are beautiful. The shimmers are so smooth and buttery. I just know that I'm going to end up keeping a lot of my neutral palettes. And I haven't really used this palette, but I know the formulas that I like to keep. And since I haven't really reached for this and I haven't used it for the time that it's been in my collection, I'd rather pass this on. Ciate London Spice Palette. This I received in a subscription box. I know I swatched the shimmers in that video. I have not, like this sat in my new makeup drawer for the longest time. When it comes to colorful palettes or certain color tones, like I have to be in the mood. And I just haven't reached for this. As much as I want to keep it, because the shades are buttery smooth and the shimmers are really pretty. Since I haven't reached for this at all, I am going to pass this on to a friend. This one is from ZC. The British Museum and ZC did a collaboration. This is Alice in Wonderland. Actually, I think ZC is an affordable brand. And I think I did one, it was like the kitty cat palette in my affordable eyeshadow palette declutter. Like I said, mistakes were made. I bought this because it's Alice in Wonderland. Let's just be honest. However, I have not reached for it like I thought I would. So you've got 2 blushes right here. You have the eyeshadows. You've got 2 matte eyeshadows and the rest are shimmers. I did swatch it, never reached for it. As much as I want to keep this because it's Alice in Wonderland and, oh, by the way, you guys, we have Alice in Wonderland sleeve. I think I'm gonna pass this on. I have a friend that would use this. I like the packaging. There is glitter in here that is still moving around and shimmering. It's really pretty. I just haven't used it and I think I've had this palette for a while. From Gourmand Girls, this is the Nueva Vida palette. This was just released, was it last year? Love this color story. Very beautiful, very vibrant, love the shimmers. This was a collaboration with a YouTuber. What is her name? Steph's Beauty Stash. She's on YouTube. You can definitely go check her out. She explains why all the names are the names they are. Loved this, loved the concept. So I did purchase it. I did a review on it. Oh, gorgeous. There are a lot more mattes than shimmers, which is fine. But I mean, shimmers aren't everything. For me, they are. But to others, you want more mattes. So I love the pops of color. I definitely love a beautiful color story that's vibrant. So when I don't have to be neutral, I can pick it up and play around with it. So this one is gonna stay. And then the Pure Festival 2.0, very vibrant. I love this color story. I love this shade Turn It Up, the peachy shade, and then you've got some neutral tones in here as well. Shimmers are really pretty. However, I haven't really reached for the palette, even though it's been in my collection. As much as I want to keep this, because I like the color story, I know that I have some of these shades in other palettes. So this one, I'm going to pass on. And I originally thought when I brought my palettes downstairs, I thought I was going to keep this one. I'm going to pass it. Okay, you guys, we are on to brands I have like 2 palettes from. I'm sure there's more, but this is the ones I could find so far. So I still have these little ones from Smashbox. The Smashbox and Vlada, this color story, this palette stays on my table. I use this all the time for work. I love the tan shade, the brown, the champagne, gorgeous. The shimmers, breathtaking. Absolutely love it. It's my go-to. So this one will be used until I pan it. It is a staple for my everyday. I love the artwork on it though. This is the Smashbox Cover Shop Prism Eye Palette. Really enjoyed this one. So you've got the gray. I don't reach for this for mattes. There's a gray shade. The rest of it is shimmers. So you've got this pretty shade right here that's kind of like a shifter. And then you've got the gold shift. You have the pink. You got champagne. You've even got the purpley tones. I like this. And I like how tiny it is because it's convenient for travel. However, these 2 shades right here are what I usually keep it for. And I have those shades in other palettes. So this one I am going to pass on to a friend. From Dominique Cosmetics, this one is the Unconditional palette. I wasn't able to purchase this when it was released. And by the time I got around to purchasing it, it was sold out. So I received this during a subscription box. So it's got 2 shimmers and a pressed glitter. Really enjoy the shades in here. However, I do have these shades in another palette and I don't reach for pressed glitters as frequently. So as much as I love this palette and the color story, I am going to declutter it. I have to be honest with myself. I have way more eyeshadows than any one person needs. Granted, YouTube is my thing, but I know that there's someone in my friend group or family group that is gonna be like, yep, I'll take it off your hands. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one is the Dominique Essential Palette. Also received this in a subscription box. This one I know I'm going to keep because I do like the shades in here. So you got a pinky, or it's not a pinky tan, it's just tan. And then you've got one that's got a little bit more like yellowish brown into it. You've got the pink shade, you've got black, and then you've got that cream shade, but all the shimmers. This is definitely one of those that I reach for work on a daily basis. Really enjoy the shimmers in here. Love the quality of the shadows. So this one I will keep. You hanging out, dude? Okay, we've got Tarte. So this one is the Maracuja Juicy Eye and Cheek Palette. I think this is the only Tarte palette I've purchased myself recently. And so this was just released last year. You have the different quads of eyeshadows that are meant to go together. And then underneath this little plastic protector, you've got the contour or bronzer and then 2 blushes that are cream. I love that they put that in here. This is definitely something that I've seen in Natasha Denona or Patrick Ta. You see it in some of the higher, like not more affordable, more expensive palettes because they're putting in that extra protection to make sure your dust from your eyeshadows don't get into the creams. Really pretty shades. I enjoy this palette for travel or every day. So this one I will keep. And I do like the cream blushes that are in here. And then I want to say there were 2 different color stories for this. I can't remember, but I'm going to keep this one. The Tarte Man Eater. This one I received in a subscription box. Have not used it. I just recently received this, but this has all the neutral shades. I like the mustardy yellow in here, the burnt orange, and then in the shimmers, you've got some really pretty shades as well. This one I am going to keep. I did recently receive it, and actually I think I had decluttered one already or gave one away in a giveaway, and then I've received it again. So I think I meant to have it, and hopefully I reach for it this time. If not, maybe I'll get it decluttered the next time. But I'm going to keep this one for now. Okay, we are on to some controversial companies. This one is Kylie Cosmetics. I just did a video about bullying, and these palettes I paid for myself. They were shipped from the UK. This is the Skulls and Roses Metallic Multichrome Shadow Palette. I love the color story on this. I love the shadows in here. I will probably never speak about this brand on camera again, but I'm gonna keep the palettes. I thought about decluttering it, and that's great. Whatever I agree with or don't agree with, there's a whole team that goes into creating this palette. And either way, they already have my money. But the shades are pretty, buttery smooth. I am gonna hold on to them. I like the quality. I like the blendability. I am here for the makeup, and I've talked about that in the past. Whatever my opinion is, I will not purchase from this brand again in the future, but I will keep this palette. And then also the Frosted Fairy, which I just used recently. This one, I like the shimmers, but like the pastels, do I need all the pastels? I am gonna keep the palette though, because I like the shimmer tones. And there was a conversation in my comments about I could depot them and put them in a Z palette and just use them as accent shades. So I might do that because they are, if you look at this, there's little notches right here where I can use a tool and demagnetize them out of the palette. So probably gonna do that. Okay, actually I have 3 palettes from this brand. This is Jeffree Star. So I have the Orgy palette and the Mini Orgy. Mini Orgy is the shimmer palette. This was actually the second release of this because the first one, there were some issues or something, a reformulation had to happen. So all of a sudden I received this palette. I do like all the shimmers. Definitely shades that I reach for. So I do reach for these on a daily basis or some form of these shades. So I am going to keep this one for now. This one is the larger, and this one is all mattes. So this is definitely one that I would reach for because I could, no matter what, I could do an all matte look and then just reach in for an individual eyeshadow. So I will keep that because it has all, and I might go ahead and depot these colors as well. This is the cremated palette. Cremation. Yeah, cremated. This is a very cool toned, black, grays, tans. Love the color story. You guys, this towel is ridiculous. I needed it to wipe off all the swatches. Don't mind this corner. part of me is like, I don't need this. I don't think I need this palette because I have other palettes that have similar shades. As pretty as the shadows are, I don't know. I don't reach for, like, I don't do a smoky eye all the time. And I do have the Xenon palette from Natasha Denona. I have the Smolder palette from Cosmic Brushes. Like, we'll get to those palettes. This one's decluttered. Ooh, I love me some One Size. So this is the One Size Wicked. Both palettes from One Size are collaborations, which I am here for. So One Size Wicked, this is the Ultimate Eye and Face palette. So you got Elphaba's shades on the left. You have Glinda's on the right. You have both blushes for each of them. And then you have all the different shimmer shades, which are breathtaking. So keeping this one along with the one from REM, of course. And then this is the Disney Fantasia. Hi, Dixon. Sir, are you, he's trying to back into this little space. Hi, Bubba. Okay, he's gonna get a shark. We'll hang out in a minute. So the Fantasia storybook, you have the mirror in here. This does pop up and then it has Fantasia with Mickey there. And then on this side, you have blush, some eyeshadows and shimmers. And I want to keep this. I really like this palette. However, I just don't reach for it. I like One Size. I love the Wicked palette. This has more blushes than, I mean, there's eyeshadows in here too. I like it. I'm just not in love enough to keep it. So I am going to pass this on to a friend. I do love the blushes, and then you've got like the matte blushes and then a blush topper on here, which is gorgeous, but I need to make room. So this one's gonna go to a friend. Okay, you guys, I am on to Bobbi Brown, looking around at the piles of brands, and I'm like, I'm trying to go and like, who has the least amount so far? So Bobbi Brown, this is the Love in the Afternoon eyeshadow palette. I love the shimmers in here. The shades here are a little bit lighter. It is nice because I can reach for these tones for work. The shimmers are really pretty. I definitely reach for these. I've traveled with this palette in the past. Really enjoy these. And I'm torn because I'm like, ooh, do I need to keep it? Do I need to get rid of it? But I do like this palette. So I'm gonna keep this. Look how gorgeous that packaging is. Really pretty. So I'm keeping this for now. Bobbi Brown Ultraviolet eyeshadow palette. Love this color story. So I've got the purpley tones, a little bit of like a purpley tan, black. Definitely gonna keep this palette. I really enjoy this one, as well as, what is this one? Ultraviolet? Oh no, infrared. This was ultraviolet. So infrared, these two came out at the same time. This is my brownish tones. Actually, hold on. I need to compare. Just had an avalanche. So this one has this beautiful shimmer as well. And I'm keeping this one because I like this shimmer. Let's see, let's compare. Ooh, they're very similar. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of the Love in the Afternoon, and I'm gonna keep the the infrared. So I love these tones more. Look how gorgeous. Got the coppery red tones. So keeping this one. I didn't see that coming. What's funny is, so this is the cardboard of this, and this was released probably 4 or 5 years ago. This one was released last year. So we went from cardboard to the acrylic, and actually I think I like the cardboard better, and I like that it's cut down in size. It's fine. I'm just saying, packaging's a thing. So this one is the Luxe Eye and Cheek palette. It is nice and hefty. It does have some weight to it. So you have the eyeshadows, which are gorgeous. You have this beautiful, this highlighter is everything. Like, look how gorgeous she is. Ooh, yes. And then you have all these smooth, satiny shimmers. So I'm gonna keep this palette. And then this is the Bobbi Brown Tokidoki palette, which is super cute. If you know what Tokidoki is, which I didn't, I had to look into it. They're little cartoon characters, kind of, it's not, is it anime? Cosmo Universe eyeshadow palette. This palette is super cute. Very light tones. I can use this for on my daily. The downside is this is the lightest singular shimmer that I can use, which is kind of a goldish tone. Not a big deal. But then you have some of the duochromatic shades as well. So I'm gonna keep this one. I also love the packaging on this one. Oop, I transferred my highlighter. Okay, we are on to MAC. Most of mine are quads or 9 pans. So this one is Now in Zen. I like the tones, very neutral. I like the blue and the cranberry. However, I just don't reach for this palette as much as I thought I would. So I am going to declutter it. Star Sighting Compact and Neutral. So this is the only one I have left back from the holiday release that they had. So it's got 6 shadows. You've got the tans and then some really pretty shimmers in here. So this one I'm gonna keep. Kabuki Doll. I loved this eyeshadow palette. I reached for it so freaking much. I need to reach for it again. This one I will be keeping. I do love the lighter tones, and then I like that you have the deeper red. Shades are really pretty. Definitely an everyday use for me when I was a drill instructor. So keeping that. Same thing with Aladdin. I love Aladdin. I reach for this a lot. So I have a duochrome right here, and then you've got the shimmers in the center that are really an everyday use for me. I'm gonna keep that. Love this purpley shade right here. And then I love that I have the tan, the pink, and the black. I mean, and it's Aladdin, you guys. Ooh, these I probably won't get rid of. So this was Mac and Aaliyah. If you're old enough to know who Aaliyah is, she died in a plane crash. Beautiful, like, singing artist. This color story is really pretty. I like the tans. I like that you have some of the deeper tones. You've got the gold, the purple, cranberry, and then like a suede shade. So keeping that one. And then Selena, loved listening to Selena when I was growing up. This one was released a couple years ago. And I do reach for this a little bit. So the tan shades, brown, and then the shimmers. She has a really sad story about her passing as well. But I will not get rid of this palette. Loved her. All right, we have from Patrick Ta. I only have 2 palettes from the Patrick Ta. This one, so I've got Major Dimension, which is, I think this is just the neutral shades. Yeah, so you've got the brown tones, and then you have some shimmers that go along with it. And then underneath here, you have the cream tones, which I don't reach for the creams as much, but I do love having this on my table for my everyday use. And then the shimmers are so stunning. So gonna keep that. And actually that one's more of a sequin. I love the shades. Keeping that one. And then this one is the Major Dimension 2. This is, I think, the rose one. I just received this one in a subscription box. They sent it to me and it was shattered. And they actually replaced it with a new palette, and that one went in the giveaway for one of my subscribers. So really love the tones in here. Absolutely gorgeous. Definitely keeping this in my collection. And then of course it does also have the creams under here as well. Okay, I have Rare Beauty. So this one is Sincerely Me. I got this when I went to Sephora, which was awesome that they were giving away like full eyeshadow palettes, because, so this is the full size, but the only difference is there's only 2 less shades in here, and then different color stories. This one I really like the mustardy and the burgundy in here with the pressed glitter. So you have the shimmers on each end and the pressed glitter. Really pretty shades. So, but I don't reach for this one as much. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. I think I'm gonna declutter it. And then this one, Come to Play. This one I purchased and I really love the tones on this. I do reach for this one more. There is only 1 shimmer, a pressed glitter, but everything else is a matte shade. Really enjoy this, so gonna keep it. And then we have Artist Couture. I rave about the Artist Couture highlighters. I wish they sold them on their site. They do have their 2 eyeshadow palettes. This is the Supreme Mauves. Really enjoy this color story. Definitely something I reach for on a daily. The shimmers are really nice and gorgeous, but I love their highlighters. So keeping this one. And then Supreme Nudes. And are we gonna be surprised if I keep this one? Actually, this one's a little bit deeper than I normally go for, because if I'm gonna keep a neutral palette, I want to have like a champagne shade. The lightest shimmer in here is a yellowish gold. This one, I think I'm going to pass on. It's pretty. I just have other neutral palettes that I like more, so gonna get rid of that one. I'm surprised. Okay, we have Kaleidos. I don't have a lot from Kaleidos. So I have this 4-pan. I do like the packaging. It's got this really pretty satin underneath, or yeah, satin underneath, and then a lace applique on top. Color story is brown neutral tans that I really enjoy, and then this shimmer is really beautiful. So gonna keep this one. And they don't have names, like this one does, but these ones with the lace do not. I like this color story. I do know that I have other palettes that have similar color stories, and the silver isn't anything I don't have. I mean, I could say that about the neutral palette I just kept. I'm gonna get rid of this one. We're being honest, but we're not being completely honest. There are still, obviously, I'm keeping palettes that I want to keep. This is the Twilight Rush. Ooh, I do like this one with the purpley tones and the bluish tones. Purple and then gorgeous. This one is like liquid. Gonna keep this palette. Venus Trap. Actually, okay, now we need to compare. So I just kept this one, which has this really pretty like champagne shimmer, and it's got all the neutral tones. So I don't think I need to keep the cool tones with the pale pink. Shimmer's pretty, but it's more silver. So I think I'm gonna keep this one and get rid of Venus Trap. Okay. This one from Kidos is Flower Punk. Very cool. So this one has a magnetic cover, which comes all the way off and has a full mirror. And then you have really beautiful tones. You've got the mint pinks and then lime and jungly greens. 3 shimmer shades, the rest are mattes. I love the tones. So this was my first introduction to Kidos, and I love their shadows. So I'm gonna keep this one. On to Lethal Cosmetics. So this one doesn't have a name. Okay, so that's the other thing with Lethal. They may release a palette like these ones right here, but maybe you only want onesie, twosies. You can buy the shades individually. This is just a 6-pan, but I think this one was released as like a 6-pan collection, and they're the magnetic, shimmery, glittery tones. I couldn't tell you the names unless I popped these out of their magnetic case, but their shades are breathtaking. Love this. This holographic, stunning. So keeping this one. I don't know that I'm gonna get rid of anything from Lethal, just to be honest. This one is Mellow Grove. Yep, I love this color story. I love their shimmers, their duochromes, multichromes. I can't say much else. I really like their stuff. If you have not picked up from Lethal, I highly recommend it. And then there's so much going on. Like this pinky tone has greens and orange and yellows and purples and pinks in here. Like there's so much going on with the shades. So just depending on how the light hits your eyes, they're gonna see so many different colors. Keeping that one. Midnight Serenade. And this is like the more moody of Mellow Groove. So same thing, you're gonna have these beautiful shimmers, multi-chromes, duochromes, the shape-shifting tones. Keeping that one. This one from Lethal, I cannot remember the collection. I can't remember. It doesn't tell me, but I can tell you that it's got like a theme on the mirror from like 1992. You got the neon shades. You have 4 shimmers. The rest are mattes. Love this. So keeping. And then these 2 were released like a month or 2 apart from each other, but they're supposed to play off. So this one's Wildflower. You got the vibrant, bold, beautiful, colorful tones. Gorgeous. Keeping. And then this one is Night Flower. And so this is the deeper, darker, moodier. Like, are we seeing a theme with their releases? You got the lighter, brighter, and then you got the moodier tones. So, and you got a lot of purples and blues in here. Oh, gorgeous. I am in love with these shades. Okay, we have Sigma. So this one is the Alice in Wonderland palette. Really interesting covering. And then on the inside, you have the little plastic cover with the same design. I love the color story. You've got the teals, the purpley shades. You got some grungy with the mustard and the burgundies. Really enjoy Sigma. Gonna keep those. And I love Alice in Wonderland. So this one I'm gonna keep. I got rid of the ZC palette, so compromise. You have the Disney Beauty and the Beast. This one's got more of the neutral tones. Definitely something I gravitate towards with the deep brown, the tan, the orangey tan, and then you've got some of the burgundy shades. You have a dark blue. This one I'm gonna keep as well. I'm a Disney girl at heart too, so. You've got Cinderella, also a gorgeous color story. This one has some neutral tones, but then you've got some pops of color with the purples and the blues. Really enjoy this. This one I've reached for quite a bit for work as well. Love those. Oh, and one more Disney before we get into the other palettes. So this one is the Little Mermaid. This one has some more of the multi-shifting chromes in it. Vibrant colors, neutral tans. I love when, even though it's a vibrant palette, they add in the neutral tones. I appreciate that. But we'll go ahead, and these are, so this feels like a different formulation than some of the other like shimmers that they've had. Look at the purple, the Jumpin' Jellyfish. These shades are breathtaking. Gonna keep this one. We have Sigma Cool Neutrals. This one was a little bit more cool toned, but I have the neutral shades. I've got the grays. So technically, even though it's got like cool neutrals. I still have some warmer tones that I can also reach into if I want to. And then I love the shimmers in here. So gonna keep that. I feel like my shimmers are all starting to like blend together. And then Sigma New Mod, this color story, I absolutely love. It's the pinky tones that I go for. So, and I've got all of that here. From the lightest tones to the deeper tones, even to a dark brown and a burgundy. This one is definitely a everyday use for me as well when I want the pinky tones. So keeping that one. I don't think I got rid of a single Sigma palette. I do like their stuff. Okay, we have Il Maquillage. So this one is Color Boss Squad. It's a little 4-pan. It's cute. You have one dark brown matte shade and then some really pretty shimmers. This one I'm not gonna keep. I need a lighter shade than this. I could technically diffuse this out, but if I go too dark on this, I can't wear it to work. So this one I'm gonna get rid of. And we have Color Boss Master Palette. Okay, so now I wonder, actually, I literally have the same palette in a quad. I'm gonna get rid of the quad for sure. Whoops. And then this one, you've got the browns, purples, burgundies. I think I'm gonna keep this one over the other one. Yes. And then this was the Il Maquillage and Kathleen Lights collaboration. This one, she released little stickers with it so you could decorate it however you wanted it to be. However, it's a bulky palette because part of this isn't even used. Don't get me wrong though. I like the color story. I love Kathleen Lights. So I will be keeping this palette. I love the shimmers that are in here. So gonna keep. I do like the concept where you get to decorate it yourself. These two from Flower Nose. This one is Mermaid's Tears. I like the color story. However, I just don't reach for these shades as much. It is a cute palette. I love their aesthetic. However, I picked this color story out and I'm not in love with it as much. And I know that I've got a friend who would take this off my hands. So I am gonna get rid of this one. And then this is Eden's Angel, which I like this color story. You've got the gray, you've got the pink. These are definitely shades that I gravitate to and I can use them for work. And then I've got these really pretty shimmers at the top. So this one I am going to keep. Okay, now we're on to Cosmic Brushes. This is a brand out of the UK. Love their palettes, their color stories, their quality. All right, so we've got the Smolder palette. This is their most recent release that I picked up. This one, neutrals. I have that matte black that I like. And then you've got some pops of pink. And then keeping with the lighter tones as well. Do love their shimmers. So gonna keep this palette. I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of any of my Cosmic brushes. I do like their palettes. This is Serenity. I think this is one of my first palettes I got from them. Very colorful color story. Greens, blues, purples. Definitely fun for like springtime. And keep this one. 'Tis the Season. This one was their Christmas release this past year. Lots of cranberry, but you've got the purplish tones, the green tones. I say lots of cranberry. It's got a row of cranberry-ish tones, but each row has a different hue. Pretty. I really like this one, Fairy Lights. Gonna keep this one. Neutrals. So here's my, we'll look at Cool Trolls first. I don't know where the sleeve is for that one. Okay, so I never compared these two together, but this is Cool Trolls, and then this is Smolder. Okay, no, they're not even like close. This is more neutral. And then this one, Nude Trolls, is all the brown shades. Nope, all right, not even comparing. There's enough of a variation. All right, so I think I just kicked neutrals out of the way. This one's Cool Trolls. So you've got the grays, the blues, some interesting multi-chromes in here. Really love the shifts that they have. Like this one, Gravitate. Look at how gorgeous that is. These shades are breathtaking. Keeping that one. Neutrals, you've got more the nude shades, hence the name. And then you've got the browns, you've got some of the like grayy greens, and then even like the neutralish pink tones. Really enjoy those. Keep. Gothic. Okay, so Gothic, if I remember correctly, is like a lot of purpley tones. Oh yeah, really enjoy this color story. I love a beautiful purple color story. And then the matte black has like a purple sequin glitter in it. So love that shade. I think this one was sold out and I waited till it re-released in order to be able to purchase it. So definitely keeping it. Undergrowth, I want to say this is all like the green tones. Yes, greens, browns, murkiness, which is similar to like, it's not exact, but it has some similar tones to a Natasha Denona palette. Really like the grungy tones on this. Ooh, love. Keeping. Winter Wonderland. Was this the holidays 2 years ago? Ooh, breathtaking. This shade Atmosphere, those are mesmerizing. I love when they release a new palette. I'm always excited for it. So keeping this one. I think I picked these as like high end. They're still, I don't know if I would say they're affordable, but they're not like super expensive. I want to say they're only in the like 40-ish price point, which is not affordable to some. The Lovers palette, this is, what was it, Valentine's Day that they release this? So you've got the green and blue tones on this side. You've got the pink and tan shades on this side. Again, I love their color stories. Keeping. And then Muse. I think this is the first one that I ever saw that I was like, ooh, I have to get this. And I bought this with the Serenity palette at the same time. Yes. So you got like some of the murky green tones, but then you got some of the pinky tones. I really enjoy this color story. Keeping. I know someone's gonna say it, and they usually do in my eyeshadow palette declutters, that I'm not decluttering anything. I'm just bragging about my collection. You guys, I buy all these by myself. Some are PR, but not a lot. It's hard for me to get rid of. We're on to Too Faced, and this is not all of the collection. The other part of it is off to the side. It's not even the biggest. It's one of them. This one, and Natasha Denona and Huda Beauty are probably my largest brand collections. But Too Faced releases a lot of holiday collections, and I have quite a few of those, and I think I need to be honest with myself this year. And I don't know that I need to purchase all of them, but we're gonna go through, and I might need to compare with some of these. So this one was a gingerbread collection. This has 20 eyeshadows. I've already gotten rid of other parts of the gingerbread house. There was one that magnetized on top of it, then there was the roof, and those pieces are gone. But I still have Mr. and Mrs. Gingerbread celebrating the holiday and New Year. I'm gonna set this one off to the side because it's got lots of tones. And then I've got fresh cookies. Let me see, because there's a lot of them that got released together. And then there's this third one, which was like, okay, these three together, you've got 2 blushes, a highlighter, you've got the deeper neutral shades, you've got the lighter neutral shades, and then you've got the pops of color and a matte black. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, well in these 3 palettes, I've got similar shades over here. I've also got the little mini Christmas books. Oh yeah, we've got Sugar Plum Cookie, Totally Bananas, and then we've got the Raspberry Family. And I'm looking at these and I'm like, okay, I feel like I can get rid of these 3 and keep those 3. So I've got the pinky tones, I've got the brown tones, and then I've got some of the purpley gumdrop colors. So Sugar Plum, pretty shades. I'm gonna get rid of that one. And then Going Bananas, I just don't reach for it. I don't know why I swatched matte shade. There's just one shimmer, which is Oh My Ganache. And granted, these are also scented. I can't smell them anymore. And then of course this one. So these all 3 were together. Berry Christmas. Beautiful shades. I'm not gonna keep all 3 of those. And then these 3 were the cookie releases past year or 2 years ago. And then this one was a release this past year. And I only kept this out of the 3. So this one I'm gonna keep. It's got more shimmers. And then you got the gray toned mattes and a blush. Actually, those are kind of dry compared to some of the other shimmers I've been swatching. So I guess I'm getting rid of this one. Now, I'm looking at the larger palette and the holiday release. And then I do also have this one, which was the Merry Merry Makeup, which is a Christmas tree shaped. Okay, so technically they're all different colors. But this one has more of the like lighter tones. This has more of the like moodier tones. And then I think I'm gonna get rid of this one for sure. I might keep this one. So this one with the teal minty shade, I'm gonna keep this one, which is the Sugar Cookie Christmas Bake Shop. But then I'm gonna get rid of Ginger Snap, and then this one with the highlighter, which is Chocolate Chip. Those 2 are gone. I think I'm gonna keep the bigger palettes because I've got the like moodier gingery tones, and then I've got the pops of like lighter colors. Pretty. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the bigger palettes and get rid of the smaller palettes. And then I've got I think this is the only one from this time frame. So a sparkling pineapple. There's also a raspberry one. I got rid of the raspberry one I think last year, and I kept this one because it's got the brown neutral tones. It does smell like pineapple. It's also got the little pineapple on the mirror. Super cute. I just don't reach for it. Really pretty shades. I just don't reach for it like I thought I would. So gonna get rid of that one. It is cute packaging too. Too Faced does have a cute aesthetic, but it's gone. Oh no, here's the raspberry one. I lied. I kept the raspberry one. And it's got like the little raspberry decal and everything, but also same thing. I just have not been reaching for them. So actually I like that color story. I lied, I'm keeping the raspberry, I'm getting rid of banana. And then I've got Natural Lust. This one is one of my absolute favorites. It was a ride or die, has all the neutral tones, lots of beautiful shimmers, buttery smooth. So gonna keep this one. I love the peacock and the roses on here. Okay, you guys, I have the little, what are these, 9 pans? No, they're 6 pans. Awkwardly shaped 6 pans. This one's got the pinky tones I really enjoy. I just picked this one up. They had a larger palette and then they released the 2 little 6 pans. I should have just grabbed the larger palette when it was released. It's fine. And then this one was Cold Smolder Nudes. So champagnes and the greigey tones. Enjoyed that, so keeping both of those. Unless I find the larger palette, I'll get the larger palette and trade these 2 out, but for right now, we're keeping these 2. We have Teddy Bear. Love this color story. He's so adorable. But I have all the neutral tones, and then I've got some little champagne shades and pinky tones. Really enjoy those. Keeping. Pinker Times Ahead. This one's cute. I just don't reach for it as much as I thought I would. It just, I have shades that I like in other palettes. So this one I think I'm going to pass on. They're pretty, it's just, I don't need to keep it. This one is Too Femme. I do like this one. It's got the pastel shades in here. I do reach for the brown and the deeper brown, the pinky tones. These shimmers are really pretty with the pastel shades. So gonna keep this one. Pretty Rich is bulky. It's literally shaped like a jewelry case. However, I do like the tones that are in here. You've got the grays and black, you've got tans, pinks. So you have a little bit of everything. You've also got 4 pressed glitters in each of the rows. So gonna keep this palette as well. As much as I think it's too bulky, it is a really cool display piece. Now, we have all of these. And I can't guarantee I'm getting rid of any of these, honestly, but I did get rid of all my holiday palettes, with the exception of my magnetic ones. All right, starting out, we have Aptly in Love. I bought this one right before I deployed. I do like the red tones, the green shades, the champagne. Didn't get to play around with it a lot because I bought it, used it, and deployed. So I'm gonna keep this one for now. Aperol Spritz. This one's a lot of fun with the pops of color. I do like the shimmers in here, the greens, gold, the blue. I wish I could smell this. Everyone tells me this smells phenomenal. Gonna keep this one. And then Better Than Chocolate, and then we'll get into all the cinnamon and pumpkins. So Better Than Chocolate. Neutral shades, got the pinky tones, pops of color. Gonna keep this one as well. Now, Gingerbread and Gingerbread Spice. Wait, it's Gingerbread Spice and Extra Spicy. These 2 play off each other. So we've got Cinnamon Swirl. Okay, hold on. You've got Better Than Chocolate. They're similar. They're not exact. Better Than Chocolate's a little bit deeper. I mean, you do have a dark chocolate. I do have the pinky tones. I have the lighter champagne shimmers in here. So gonna keep this one as well. At least I'm trying to compare. Doesn't always win. We have Pumpkin Spice. This one threw me off when I saw Pumpkin Spice, and then you got like, yeah, I can see the orangey tones, but then you've got purple and pink, and I'm like, I'm confused. But I do like these palettes. So gonna keep that. All right, and then you've got Spice and Extra Spicy. And they're cute. We'll go ahead and swatch some shades. Yeah, I'm gonna keep them as well. I did declare some of my Too Faced palettes. Okay, I have Wander Beauty. I love their palettes. It's a woman-owned brand. So this one is the Trailblazer palette. I received this in one of my subscription boxes. Now I think some of their color stories are very similar that I have. So we've got Trailblazer, we've got Sweet Escapes, or Sweet Escape. Ooh, I do like this color story. And then Wanderous. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, well, I've got neutral tones here. I've got neutral tones here, but I like the lime green and the pink, and I like the teal and the purples. I don't think I'm getting rid of any of my Wander Beauty ones. I do love the quality of their formulations. We will go ahead and swatch some of the shimmers. So this one is the Wanderous palette, which I'm gonna keep. And then you have, I think this one is what, Trailblazer. Gorgeous. And then Sweet Escape with the purpley and peaky tones. Absolutely love this one. So if you have not tried out Wander Beauty, their palettes are gorgeous. So keeping those. On to Nars. I don't know if I'm keeping everything in Nars. This one is Uninhibited. I have one of the shades that is Schmattered. So this one's neutral tones, and then I've got the burgundies and really pretty shades. This one right here did smash, but I was able to press it back in. I do like this color story. I do keep it on my table for work. So it is one that I use on a daily. Gonna keep this one for sure. This is Laguna Ultimate Face Palette. So this one has the bronzers, highlighter, and then shadows. I love the Laguna bronzer, which is why I bought this palette. And then of course the bronzy shades, so keeping this one. The Orgasm Rising. Why does this look a lot like Uninhibited? No, Uninhibited is a little bit darker. And then we have Endless Nights. Why are their color stories like all the same? I like this shade out of this palette. I feel like they're the same color story, just different variations. I'm keeping all three. I hate this. Oh, I thought I was getting rid of one. Nope, I tried. And then Summer Unrated. Okay, neutral tones, pinky, coppery, red. I'm gonna keep that one as well. Huh, I thought I was gonna get rid of one of my Nars palettes. I lied, apparently. On to Melt. I really like Melt. They're also sold at Sephora. All right, so this is the Brunette palette. You've got the neutral tones. This one has 3 shimmers. I like the shades of them. I don't know that I love, like the shade Brunette is not a true brown. Oh, I don't like that. There's a reason I don't swatch mattes a lot, because I don't like how they feel. I know Mary Jane is like a cool tone neutral palette. No, I'm gonna keep Brunette. And then Mary Jane has all of your like cool tone neutrals. You've got your tan browns, you've got some of your grayer shades. I love this color story, kind of your grungy tones as well. So keeping that. And then I bought Gemini 2 first, and I liked it so much that I bought the original Gemini palette. This one's got the burgundies and the greens, and then the Gemini palette will play off of it with the greens, the browns, and the mustardy yellows. So keeping these palettes, which kind of go together. Electrip. I don't remember buying this one. It's pretty. I like it. I just don't remember buying it. So keeping that one. And then this one, I cannot remember what palette this is. Amore Mariposas. I love the brightness in here. Keeping that as well. Okay, well, I thought I was gonna declutter some Melt. Okay, I have Glam Matrix. This is a brand out of New Zealand. It's kind of expensive, and the import fees are also expensive. So I've been very selective in what I've purchased. This one was my first one, Into the Night. Absolutely love this color story. Bold, beautiful, the shimmer multi-chromes are gorgeous. Love this. I love how metallic they are. So keeping that one. I then bought Timeless Tones, which also gorgeous. So you've got the browns, you've got the greens, the blues, and then you've got the tannish black tones. And then you've got the lighter shimmers, and then you've got the deeper shimmers. So we'll go one on each side. Just picked this palette up. Absolutely love it. Keeping. And then Sugar and Spice. So you've got the middle row, which is mattes, and then the bottom row you have every other color that's mattes. The top row is all shimmers, and then every other is a shimmer as well. I just did a video on this, and I swatched every single shade. So if you want to see the swatches, go and check that out. I love this color story. I love how buttery smooth the shimmers are. It is breathtaking. Okay, these two I'm doing together because they have a palette they collabed together. So starting out, I've got Laura Lee Los Angeles. She did just recently, what was it, last year? She announced that she was sunsetting her makeup company, which is a bummer because I do like her eyeshadow palettes. So I have the Nudie Patootie, which was the first palette. This has all the neutral shades, including peaches, yellows, really pretty shimmers, the tans that I like. I reached for this quite a bit. So not getting rid of that color story. Are we surprised? And then Nudie number 2, this is a little like cohesive part of that collection. And this one has, so as much as I like that it's got these two right here and this neutral. The peach I could go without. Yeah, but I like those shades too. And they kind of go together. So I'm gonna keep that one as well. And then this was her collab with her niece, Erin. This is Candy Skies. Beautiful. So you've got the neutrals in Nudie Patootie and Nudie 2. And then you've got all the pastels, the pops of deep colors. This is so much fun. I was really hoping that she was going to do another palette after this, but that's when she collabed with Manny MUA. So I'm not upset. I think it's cool. I'm going to keep this one as well. Now you get into Lunar Beauty. So I've got these ones from Lunar Beauty, but here's the collaboration he did with Laura Lee. They are best friends. So this is Full Fantasy. You've got the neutral tones. You've got some pops of color. I love this color story because you have the shades that I absolutely love. And then if you want to use a scarab or you want to use this mustardy yellow or this limey green, you can. You have those. So, and the quality is gorgeous. So gonna keep this one. Now we are into Lunar Beauty. Love this. Nude Prism I did not pick up. This one was in a subscription box and it is gorgeous. I also love, so like this moon is lifted off of the packaging, but the shades in here are after my heart. You have 2 rows of matte neutral shades and then you have a center row of all the shimmers and neutral tones that you need. I love this. They're buttery smooth. They're super creamy. I need those in my life. Keeping. Moonspell is really cool. This one is like a little magic book. So you've got some of the more colorful shades with a couple neutrals, but all the tones are named for the famous TV witches. You've got Phoebe, Paige, Piper, Samantha. If you don't know who Samantha is, you need to go back and watch old school TV. But I am gonna keep this one. I think he released a second one of Moonspell. I might be wrong, but I do like this, even as a display piece, it's gorgeous. So keeping that one. And then you've got Siren Sunset. And this one is a very colorful, like moody palette. I love this color story. So I've got the neutral shades up here. I've got the greens and the blues and purples. Got a little bit of everything in here. Keeping that. Are we surprised? And then we have Charlotte Tilbury. So we got some expensive ones right here. All right, so I've got my little 4-pan quads. This one is Queen of Luck. This one I picked up when it was on sale. It's got the one tan shade, which I can use for work because it's light enough that I can get away with it. And then you've got 3 shimmers. The pinky shimmer I can't really wear to work, but the other 2 I can. So keeping that one. Also good for work trips. This one is Pillow Talk Dreams. And this one's got more of the like Pillow Talk pinky tones and then the deeper brown and the peachy. So enjoyed this. Keeping. This one I just picked up. This one she went away from the big chunky bold packaging and then went with a little bit more basic, but also released, I think it was 5 different color stories. This one is the Emerald Effect Beautifying Eye Trends. I love this color story. I have green eyes. Well, hazel. I have hazel. And depending on what colors I use will influence my eye color. So when I want to use green, my eyes will be more green. So, but this is probably the most out of her comfort zone that I think I own. Everything else is like pinky neutral tones. So keeping that one. And then we have Beautyverse palette. This is a 9-pan. So you've got the brown tones on top that I love. You've got the pinky shade and then you have 5 shimmers, which are absolutely gorgeous. Love that. So gonna keep. If I don't get rid of Charlotte Tilbury, are we surprised? Because she's expensive. This one is Beautyverse Love Palette. So this one you have more mattes. So you've got the pinky tones into the mauve and the burgundy and the black. And then you have 4 shimmers, all in pinky tones, which are gorgeous. So keeping that one. And can we talk about the packaging on these two? It's just breathtaking with the little crystals and the glitter. Love that. This one is Instant Eye Palette Smoky Eyes Are Forever. I think I bought this when it was like buy one, get one. And I bought one for Jamie for Christmas one year. So each one is broken down. So you've got 3 shades. So this one's got a matte shade and 2 shimmers. This one's, so you got Love Eyes, Power Eyes, Happy Eyes, and Confident Eyes. I love that it's broken down like this. And then I will still play around with different shades in each of the trios. So definitely love this. Gonna keep it. And then this one is Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize. Also broken down in 4 quadrants of 3. You got the tans, the pinks, the purples, and the tan browns. So you got Seduce Glow, Dream Glow, Love Glow, and Happy Glow. And it just depends on what you're in the mood for when it comes to your shimmers. So gonna keep that as well. Okay, you guys, we are on to Danessa Myricks. I love Danessa Myricks Cosmetics. So, or Danessa Myricks Beauty. This is the Lightwork Volume. Which one is V? Is it 5 or 4? I can't remember. God, thanks. You're such a weird. Do you want to be, are you getting decluttered? Do you want me to throw your squirrel? No. He no longer wants to be over on this side. He just said, hey, I'm gonna take your squirrel. And so she's being super vocal. Dixon, go get it. Okay, you guys, this color story is really cool. So I kept the cover for it because it kind of tells you like Heavenly Halos, Fusion Flakes. We have the Silk Press Shifters, Whipped Powder, and then Molten Metals, Suede Shimmers, Cushion Chromes. So there's a bunch of different varieties of shades in here. And then when you're looking at this color story, I love the different colors in here. So you got some of the deeper chromes, you got some of the lighter shades up here. And then I love how they split the pans. Really beautiful. So these ones right here in this bottom row are Grounding Energy. In the middle, you've got Bold Energy and then Soft Energy in the top. It is very hard for me to go, okay, which ones do I want to swatch? But these shades are absolutely stunning. Her palettes are not cheap by any means, so I will not be getting rid of them. But they are gorgeous and definitely worth the money. So keeping this. We have Groundwork Blooming Romance. This is all the different matte shades. And I live for this. So whereas this one is all like the shimmers and chromes, this one is all the matte shades, so you could definitely accent it. But I love that you go from the lighter shades to the deeper shades. Now, I am noticing like the cream to powders, they look like they're drying out a little bit. They're a little bit lighter, but I do know that I can put a mixing medium in there. I can also wet my brush and it'll reactivate the powders. So they do have some deeper color payoff. It just depends on the tones. I really do like the concept of this as well. So you've got the cream to powders and then you have the actual powder shades. So keeping that one. And then Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume. I think this one's 5 and that one was 4. I'm really bad with Roman numerals, you guys. But this one is different because she's changed the formulations in here. So you got Velvet Chromes, you have Glass Metallics, you have Aqua Chromes, which are activated by water, Pressed Chrome Flakes, and this one's an Aqua Chrome. And then down here you've got Velvet Chrome, Glass Metallics, yes. So it looks like the variety of them has changed a little bit. So we'll go with this flake one, some of the chrome shades, absolutely stunning. I love the formulation on this. So gonna keep this one as well. Okay, you guys, I've got my stack of Urban Decay. Hi. So funny. Okay, all right, so this one, dude, Dixon, come here. Stop that. Okay, you guys, this is the Urban Decay Naked Wild West. I love the packaging on this. He's on something else, you guys. I'm gonna take your squirrel again. I'll be back, you guys. He wants to play. Okay, you guys, let's try this again. I think I wore him out, you guys. All right. I like the packaging on this. It's got kind of like the snake skin, but different colors. Now looking at this color story, really pretty shades. I love the burnt orange and the deeper tones. Now, when it comes to the shimmers, and there's only 4 in here, they are a little bit drier of a formulation, but I love Urban Decay. I love this color story. And part of me is like, okay, don't get rid of it because I don't think I have these tones in other colors or in other palettes. So for right now, I am gonna keep this one. I do need to reach for it more, especially in fall. I feel like it doesn't get used as often as it should in fall time, but I think it's a great color story for that. So for right now, I'm gonna keep this one. Urban Decay Smoky. Cool tone shades. Definitely love a beautiful cool tone color story. This one has the brown tones in here, but then you've got the blacks and grays and blues. Beautiful. However, I don't know that I need to keep this one. I have a lot of cool tone palettes, and I just don't know that Naked Smoky is anything that I don't already have. And I think I like the formulations in other palettes, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. We have Naked Honey. I have not really played with this one, and I do think that it needs to get some attention. I love, you guys, I love the brown neutral shades. I do like that you've got like the mustardy tan, and then you have some really pretty gold shades in here. These ones are a little bit more buttery than the Wild West. So this one I am gonna keep for right now. I might need to do a comparison because I do have a Natasha Denona gold palette, but for right now it stays. Naked Cherry. This palette has some nostalgia for me for a trip I did home to Florida, and I used this with my friend Mary, who passed away last year. And this was one of her favorite color stories, and she wanted to know how to use it. And I was the girl who played with colorful makeup, and she was definitely like, less is more. So we played around with this one. She really liked the color story. She loved how bold and beautiful it was. I do love the shimmers in here. This was one of the first Urban Decay palettes I did on my channel. So I am gonna keep this one, especially because I have good memories using this with Mary. And then you have Naked Ultraviolet. I love this color story. You guys, it's gorgeous. I love all the colors, the blues, the purples, the teal. Absolutely gonna keep this one. I think it's gorgeous. I definitely need to reach for it more. Ooh, I love the shade Lucid. It is so gorgeous. So definitely keeping this one. Okay, I have Kylie Cosmetics, and she did do a reformulation. So all of these except for these two, all of these are the old formulation. So we'll start with these first. This is the Cocoa by Kylie. I like this color story. You've got the neutral shades. I love this coral. And then you have the really pretty shimmers in here. This palette I would definitely reach for. I've used it quite a bit for work. I do like the lighter tones in here. So this one I will keep. Kylie and the Grinch. I was not expecting this collaboration, but I'm here for it. I love the green tones and underhues. I love that you've got the brown shades, but then popping in the green. This was always my grandma's favorite color story for me, was the peridot and lime greens to play around with. I love the Grinch. One of my first flags for a division was the Grinch. I am gonna keep this one. This is one of my favorites from Kylie, so keeping. Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't expect this one. Just like the Grinch, I did not expect Nightmare on Elm Street. Color story is, I get it. Nightmare on Elm Street, old school slasher movie, horror movie, definitely the colors for Freddy. However, I don't know that I need to keep this palette. And even the glitter, it's coming off a little bit. But it's just, I know I've got these shades in other palettes. I don't need to keep this palette, so I am going to pass this one on. These two were a holiday release, super cute, little 6 pans. I like the neutral shades. You do have 2 shimmers in this one, and then you have some neutral tones. Really like these. Also good to travel if you're trying to keep it minimal. So I'm gonna keep this one. This was the, doesn't have the shade. It's the Holiday Neutrals. Now this one had more of like purpley tones. I do like this one as well. A little bit more cool toned. I love that you got the beigey taupe. You got the more of a purpley brown than a true brown. And then I love that purple shimmer right there. So I'm gonna keep the little tiny ones for now. This one is just a Kylie palette. I like this color story, but I feel like I have this in other color stories. I've kept a lot of like the mauves and the pinks, and the shades are pretty. I just know that I have these colors in another palette from another brand. So I'm gonna get rid of this one for right now. Another Kylie palette. They just don't have names. This was a Valentine's Day release, I think. Again, I like this color story, but I know I've got it in other palettes that I've kept. They're pretty. I just know that I don't need to keep them. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. Oh, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This was a holiday release. I do like this one, definitely neutral. I do like that I've got the pinky tones over here. You got some interesting gold shades and bronzy tones. So this one I think I'm going to keep. I did like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer release. This was one for her birthday that she released. I do like this palette and the color story. So I've got the pinky tones, I've got the brown tones. I like that you've got the red and the blue in here. And then you've got a lot of different like shimmers and pops of color. So this one I will keep. This one is the palette that she did with Kendall. Very neutral, subdued, and then you've got the pops of color and some shimmers in here. I like the palette. I don't know that I need to keep it, so I am gonna get rid of this one. You're So Money Baby. Lots of pink tones. I love this. I love the pink tones. I love the green tones. This one I'm probably gonna keep. Yes, definitely. This was also released for her birthday. This was her 24th birthday. It has the 24 on the mirror. I like the neutrals. I like the greens. I like the pinks, but I literally just kept the You're So Money, and I think I'm gonna get rid of this palette. I think I have a friend who'd be interested in taking it off my hands. Pretty shades though. And then these two were her newer ones. This one's the mauvey tones. So you've got the pinky nudes, the neutral tones. You've got 3 shimmers in here. Gonna keep those. And then this one is the brown tones. So also gonna keep this 3 shimmers. The rest are mattes. I think you've got a good variety. Definitely a little bit creamier than the other shimmers that she had. Keeping. Okay, you guys, we are on to Adept Cosmetics. All right, starting out, I have Cyborg Choir. This was one of my first palettes from Adept. Actually, was it? It was one of, I think I also got Samarin off of one of your recommendations. Cyborg Choir is absolutely gorgeous. There's 1 row of matte shades, 2 rows of shimmers, multi-chromes, duochromes. Absolutely stunning. There's no way I'm decluttering any of this. Like, look how gorgeous these shades are. I need to dive into these so bad. Gonna keep this one. Legend of Ardra. Really beautiful packaging. They have shifted from this packaging to like the plastic acrylic. I've talked about it in other videos. Again, you've got 1 row of matte, 2 rows of shimmers, multi duochromes. Absolutely stunning color stories. This is running between this room and the living room. I love the shimmers that they have. So I will be keeping this palette as well. I don't know if I'll be getting rid of any of my Adept Cosmetics. I really love their quality and color stories. Okay, this one is the Emo palette. So this one, still 5 matte shades. Actually, I lied, 6 matte shades. And then the rest are shimmers, duochromes, multi-chromes. They mixed it up a little bit and just kind of fluttered them wherever. But color story is still gorgeous. You have some really pretty shimmers. You're gonna hear me say that a lot with Adept. Their shimmers and multi-chromes are impeccable. Keeping Emo. Sumerian Sunset. This one is also very gorgeous. This one I like because you've got some of the like grungier tones. You've got the burnt orange, the jade, or it's not jade green, sage green. And then you've got kind of like the grungy green tannish shade. Shades are really beautiful. I love playing around with their colors. Keeping the Amy Loves. So this packaging, really gorgeous. I love all the shiny glitter and how it just twinkles in the light. Color story is very cool toned, lighter shimmer shades, which I'm here for. So many beautiful shades, so much glitter in them. Just very mesmerizing. Keeping this one. Unity, so this one also had a face palette, which I really enjoyed. And I love the lace overlay on here. You have a row of matte, 2 rows of shimmers, multi and duochromes. And this one you have a variety, like even the coppery and brown tones as far as your shimmers. Ooh, I love this one. It's kind of like a cafe. Gorgeous. So keeping. And then this one is the Minka eyeshadow palette. I love that I've got like the purpley tones, neutral mauve, really gorgeous. And then the shimmers in here. So I like that there's this green, but then a lot of them are like pinky and purpley leaning. Mesmerizing. I love their shades. If you have not tried out Adept Cosmetics, I highly recommend their palettes. Keeping. Okay, so I have 2 brands here. I'm starting out with Cleona on top. This one is the Dragon Fruit palette. So originally when this palette came out, it had an acrylic case, but there were a lot of people complaining about it was breaking, it wasn't staying together. So they reached out to everyone that purchased it and said, hey, if you have a defective palette, let us know, send us pictures. We will send you a new case. So then they sent out the cardboard case with still the same decorative motif, but it was magnetized so that you could depan from the other palette and put it in here. And now it's more, because mine was literally like, I opened it up and I could just take it off, no problem. But if you were gonna travel with it, you had to worry about if the top was gonna come off and stay put where it needed to be. Cleona has some gorgeous shades, a very beautiful indie brand along the same lines as Adept, where buttery smooth, creamy formula. Love the shades, love the shimmers, love the multi-chromes. This palette does not disappoint. This is the Dragon Fruit palette. It's a collaboration with Emily Violet Marie, but it is all shimmers. There's not a single matte shade in here. Very beautiful. I love these two like large pan ones, and then you have some really bold, beautiful shades. I also like that with Cleona, you can buy their individual shades, so you're not stuck buying an entire palette. You can also buy the individual shades and make your own palette in Color Story, which I love. So these two are shimmers, and then you kind of have like the satiny shimmers, whereas these have lots of glitter in them. Gorgeous. Keeping this one. These three right here. So you've got Paleo, Archeo, and Oceano. These three came out as a collection. I'm gonna move these out of the way. Very different color stories. And you didn't need to buy all of them. But I found myself wanting shades from each of them. And so I ended up buying all three of them. So Oceano, you have bright, bold neon shades. You've got some really pretty shimmer tones in here, some mattes as well. So I'm keeping Oceano. I don't think I'm getting rid of any of my Cleona. Archeo, you kind of have the like grungier, like earthy tones in the matte shades here. And then the bottom row is all the different shimmers. Very gorgeous. A little bit for everyone. Some of them are bright, some of them are a little subdued. Really enjoy Archeo. And then you also have Paleo. This one has a smattering of earthy tones, but bright, bold shimmer shades, which I'm here for. Gorgeous. So keeping that as well. You will probably not see me get rid of a lot of my indie brands. Okay, you guys, now I'm on to Unearthly. However, this palette right here says Alien Cosmetics. Back in, was it 22, 23? Alien Cosmetics switched over to Unearthly Cosmetics, but I only bought one palette from them while they were still under the name Alien. This is Fall Magic. Really gorgeous palette. I love the subdued earthy tones, and then the shimmers are really pretty. So you have 5 shimmers, the rest are mattes. And then I feel like I've got the tones that I need in here, like a tan or a brown, a pinky tone, a deeper dark brown that I can use for work. And then I've also got things that if I were to take this on like a travel trip, I'd have a pop of color that I could play around with. But also really enjoy this color story. Cannot wait for fall to take full effect and play around with this palette. So keeping this one. All right, then you've got Unearthly Spring Magic. This one is more springtime pastels, but then you've also got some of the earthy tones in here. I keep saying grungy, but also earthy is a word. The shades are really gorgeous, fun to play around with, definitely spring and summer vibes. But I also like that you got the earthy tones to kind of bring it into and transition it to fall if you wanted to. So keeping that one. High Temp. This one I keep going back and forth on whether I need to keep it or not. To have like the basic red, orange, yellow shades and then these 4 shimmers, I like them. And this is where I'm like, I'm not in love with this palette. Like I have other palettes that have these basic matte shades. It's the shimmers that would sell it for me. And I'm like, okay, well, it's only 4 tones. And they're pretty, but I don't know that I need to keep them. And this is where I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna get rid of High Temp, which also is weird to me because I literally just said I wasn't gonna get rid of any of my indie brands, but I'm not in love with this one. So I am gonna let go of High Temp. And then Gargoyle, I just got this one last year. Very beautiful. I love the blue tones, the cool tones, subdued. And then you've got some of the earthy tones for fall. Also love that you got the lighter shimmer shades. There's so many times that you find the multi and duochromes and they're much more bold than the lighter shades. So I really enjoy this palette. I'm gonna keep this one. Okay, you guys, we are on to Glam Light. I have quite a few right here. All right, so Glam Light and Betty Boop. Boop, boop, ba-doop. I like the color story. It's pretty. I don't know, I love it. I do like the shades. They are really pretty. I like the shimmers. This is similar to some of the other color stories that I have For right now, I'm gonna keep it. We will see later on down the road after I swatch, because I still have quite a few that I haven't looked at yet. Right now, I'm keeping this color story, but I don't know that I'm in love with it. The Barbie Dream Summer Palette, all the fun shades. This one I'm gonna keep. I've got the blues, purples, greens, pinks. I've even got some neutrals, including orange. Really a fun palette, and I like that it's larger so that it keeps most of those colors together. So this one I will keep as well. It's very fun color story. Holiday Sweets. I bought a mystery box, I think is how I got this one. This one is all shimmers. Actually, I lied. There's 3 mattes, the rest are shimmers. I didn't get around to using this. This is when I was deployed that I received it. Really enjoy this color story. It's definitely very festive and fun and shiny. However, I don't reach for it, and I feel like I have a friend out there that would love to take this from me. It's cute. It is adorable. I love the artwork on this palette, but I don't think I need to keep it. Hershey's Cookies and Cream. There was another one that was released. It was like milk chocolate. I got rid of that one last time. However, this one is very cool toned, and I like that I've got the blues, grays, browns, and matte black. The shimmers are really pretty. Really enjoy this color story. So this one I'm gonna keep for now. The Dirty Martini. Ooh, all the greens. Olive green, sage green, brown. Love this color story. I don't play with it enough, but I'm gonna keep it. Chucky. You have Chucky and Tiff, and you got the deep, dark, moody burgundies and black. I used this for Halloween last year? No, 2 years ago. Really enjoy the moody tones. I don't know that I need to keep this, but I also know that I don't have as moody of these shades in other palettes, so I am gonna keep this one. I don't love Chucky though. The Wine Palette. Purples, burgundies. I do like this color story, but I did just keep a ton of purples in my affordable. I do love those shimmers. However, I think I know exactly who will take this palette off my hands. So I am going to get rid of this one. Margarita. This one is so fun and festive, and I did not get to play around with this. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, ooh, this has never been swatched. But this is a very fun, festive palette. And I am probably keeping this because of the color story. Ooh, yes, absolutely. This needs to stay, at least for now. Chocolate Martini. This one is the neutral tones that I love. I do love that with the shimmers, you have some like pops right here. And then you've got this goldish white shade. Very beautiful. However, I can't use this on every day. I do like that I have the matte, deep, dark shades. The downside is the lightest shimmer shade is this one. So I think I'm gonna get rid of Chocolate Martini. All right, we have Glam Light Kiss. I mean, it's rock and roll, it's tradition. Grungy, deep, dark tones. And depending on, so Spaceman, Catman, Star Child, and then Demon. So each row coincides with that part of the band. Deep, dark, moody shades. And then you've got them in the blues and the greens and the purples and the burgundies. So this one I'm gonna keep. It's iconic, it's Kiss. Okay, I am not sure how I feel. So I'm not about the drama. I like honest reviews. And I originally liked Michaela. I'm not a fan of Michaela to the point that I've stopped following her on TikTok. I just don't even watch her videos. Like I used to value her opinion, but there's been some things and there's been a lot of conversations, and I have my own personal opinion about how I feel about her. However, makeup is makeup, and I said I was here for the makeup. Color story is pretty. And so you've got both of them. You've got the original, and then you've got the second one, and they kind of play off of each other. You've got different shades, different tones, lots of blues, greens, and purples, and then a lot of like rainbow colors over on the other side. And looking at both of these, I'm like, do I need to keep both of them? I like the color stories. I don't personally like her, but there's part of me that's like, okay, well, I did say I'm here for the makeup, and I am. And I've kept makeup for other people that I'm not a huge fan of anymore. So I think I'm gonna keep both of these for now. But that's who I am. That's how I feel. Do with it as you will. But I'm gonna keep both of these for now. Okay, I have my Norvina palettes, which means next I'm gonna do Anastasia Beverly Hills. But we got to Norvina because Anastasia Beverly Hills let Norvina do a palette. And now we have these large pan Norvina collection palettes, and they're beautiful. Okay, so this one is Pro Pigment Volume 4. I love that you got all the pink tones. You got the hot neon pink, you got a subdued, you got a little bit more subdued. Like, it just depends on if you, like, are you a pink person? But then you've also got the 2 pressed glitters. You've got some really pretty shimmers in here. I haven't decluttered these yet, and I really enjoy them, especially because if I need a bold, beautiful color, like I have it right here in my collection. I think I'm gonna keep this one. This one is volume 6. If I was smart, I would put these in order. Okay, maybe I need to like, so I like this because I've got the neon oranges, the pastel shades. Mostly this is a matte palette, and then you have like this matte with a sequin, and then you got a pressed glitter and 2 shimmers, few shimmers. Really pretty. I don't know that I'm in love with this palette though. Do I need to keep this one? Hold on. Because even like looking at the pink tones, I'm like, oh, but I do know like the color payoff, like look at the color payoff. I'm gonna keep it. Oh my gosh. I am not making this easy on myself. I'm trying, but I'm not. So these 2 I'm keeping. Watch me be like I'm keeping all of them. All right, this one is volume 2. Okay, this is like, I should probably put them all next to each other and compare. See, these are bright, bold, beautiful, and then these are a little bit more subdued. And I like the shimmers. Jeez, I'm having the hardest time, you guys. Yep, keeping up. I'm not good at decluttering. This one is volume 5. I do like the artwork on this one. And it's all the purples. This one I will for sure keep. You have the pressed glitter, which is stunning. So keeping that one. Volume 3. See, and then you've got all the tones, but these ones are more earthy and grungy than the brights and the subdued. Very bright. Keeping. And then volume 1. So this was the first one of this collection. More purples, but you've got the reds and the coral and the pink, the blues. Ooh, see, I'm having, let me see. I'm trying to make them all fit. And I don't think I will. Not the way I'm sitting. Not a lick. I have all the shades, literally all the rainbow shades. Yep, I think I'm keeping all of them. I will play with these this year. If I don't, then next year, they're gone, I promise. Okay, you guys, these are all Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I have Spice, which is my go-to. I use this on a daily basis. Absolutely love, love, love this palette. These 3 shades, so good. I can't use this one on a daily because it has the shift, but these 2 are amazing. It stays on my desk. This one literally has a crater dug into it because I use it every day, and then I just dip in ever so slightly to this chocolatey brown for on the outside. So keeping Spice. Sugar is so cute. I like it because it's cool toned, and then actually I didn't even swatch those shades. What is wrong with me? Losing my touch. They're so buttery and shimmery and beautiful. Spice is a lot of fun. Look at how beautiful those shades are. So keeping that one. All right, Sultry. This one and Spice are one of my favorites, but I love, so I've got grays and brown, or grays and black. I've got brown. I've got the coral shade. You've got the rose gold. Like, this was my go-to glam palette when I first started my channel. I was in love with this palette. I still am in love with this palette. Like, these shades have so much missing out of it just from usage. Really, really enjoy this color story, the palette. Feel like Spice was derived from this palette, but the shimmers in Spice are butterier than this one, but I'm keeping it because you cannot get it anymore. Riviera. This palette does not exist in their collection anymore. I love this palette. So full row of matte shades, including a white matte up here, and then the rest are shimmers. Absolutely love this color story. I had so much fun playing around with it. Absolutely enjoy it. Gonna keep this one. So good for summer and spring. This is Fall Romance. Grungy, moody, earthy tones. These shimmers are a little bit drier than their older and even recent formulation, but they're newer palettes than the old Sultry palette. Still like it though. I still like the color story. So keeping this one. Rose Metals. This one I keep the plastic for because this shade was broken, and when, like, if I travel, I just needed to stay in place. I love the moody fall tones in here. You got the burnt tones, the browns, you've got the beautiful shimmers. Love this. Perfect for fall. What are you doing? I'm gonna keep this one as well. What are you doing, Bubba? Hi. Are you gonna get decluttered? Do you want to be decluttered? It's time for pets, apparently. He's like, I just need some little scratches. If you've heard me say we'll go to bed, just know I filmed this over the course of like 3 days now because he wants to bed. He doesn't want me to declutter. All right, the Cosmos palette. I love these moody tones right here, and then the shimmers are really gorgeous. Ow, are gorgeous. I love these tones. I actually just did a video when I did my Shop My Stash and dove back into this palette, which was a lot of fun. This one is Nouveau. I love the packaging on this. Also one that was, these two were shattered in shipping and I just pressed them back in. A little more subdued tones. I love the pale pink and the sagey green. And then you've got the lavender. These ones are very buttery and I really enjoy that with the shimmers. Gonna keep this one. Okay, this one from Alyssa Edwards. Bold, beautiful, very bright. This one I'm like, oof, I don't need to keep it because I literally just kept those 6 Norvina palettes and these shades are in those Norvina palettes. I do love Alyssa Edwards, do not get me wrong. I bought the entire collection. However, I just kept all 6 of those palettes that have these tones. And then there's only 3 shimmers in here. Oh, I'm gonna get rid of it. Oh yeah, I'm getting rid of it. Are these all upside down? Yes, weird. Okay, this one from Carly Bible. I love the packaging on this. It looks like a studded, bejeweled like chest. Matte shades, really pretty. I've got brown, I've got some like lighter cool tones, and then you've got the peachy and the core or the burgundy. Shimmers are really pretty. This one, Oa, really enjoy that one. So this palette I'm gonna keep. Subculture, okay. This one, apparently there was controversy over it. I didn't originally own Subculture, and then I found it at TJ Maxx and I picked it up. And I love it for the fall tones. I will swatch some of the matte shades because this one had so much controversy over fallout, and I don't have an issue with fallout. I do like this color story though. So I'm gonna keep Subculture. Norvina, this palette is what led to Norvina having her own 6 palette collection, and I love this color story. I absolutely am in love with it. You have the row of matte shades, you got the row of shimmers, really beautiful, nice and buttery smooth. I absolutely enjoy this palette. So keeping that one. I couldn't remember who created this palette last time. Was it Jackie Aina? And you guys were in the comments letting me know who it was, and I was like, oh, okay, that's it. Jackie Aina for this one. You've got, I'd say, more grungy, deeper, darker, moodier tones than the bright pastels and neon shades. I really enjoy this color story. I love that you've got the pink, the purple, the tan, like burnt orange shades, and then the shimmers are stunning. So gonna keep this one as well. Amrezy. Okay, this color story is after my heart. You have black, dark brown, chocolatey brown, tans. This, I like, these matte shades are my go-to fundamental neutrals. And then the shimmers and even like pressed glitters, I'm here for. So keeping this one. And I love the packaging. Like, look at how beautiful packaging is. Out of nowhere, you guys, and I didn't realize this was not Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is Too Faced. This is Cosmic Crush, and since we've already decluttered Too Faced, we've got to finish. It's pretty. I think I've kept a lot similar to this. The shimmers aren't as like buttery as some of the other ones that I think I'm gonna get rid of Cosmic Crush. It's pretty. I like the packaging, but I'm like, the color story is, I've kept it in other palettes, so it's gone. Okay, you guys, I know I already decluttered Kidos, but these two are sitting on top of another indie brand. So this one is the Escape Pod. I love the neon shades. The shimmers are breathtaking. So this was one of my first palettes that I picked up, and this was because of Angeshka, and I had purchased her palette Club Nebula, but I also purchased this because they had restocked it. I really enjoy this color story. So I am going to keep the Escape Pod. And then Club Nebula. This is Angelica Nyquist, or you can find her on, so she goes by Angelica Nyquist on YouTube, but then her affiliate codes are Angeshka. But I love this palette. Some beautiful matte shades. The shimmers are breathtaking. Love this. I love indie brands and the colors stories that they come up with. And the quality. They do cost a little bit more, but I'm okay with that because the quality is there. So keeping that one. Okay, these are Sydney Grace. These three came out together as a collection. And actually, I think it goes like this. All right, so there we are. So these three came out as a collection, and there was light and dark. And I think I got mine as light. Can't remember. So this was Sydney Grace and Tim Talia doing a collaboration. So this one, yeah, so QES Light. The color story is gorgeous. You've got the blues, the greens, some pop of burgundy in here, but they all play well together too. So I'm going to keep this open so we can compare. So with this one, I've got some of the greens, I've got some purpley shades, blue, kind of like a burnt orange coppery shade. Love that. And then this one right here. A little bit more of like the basic tones, but not completely basic. Really enjoy. So keeping all three of those. And then this one is, so this was a collaboration with Mel Thompson. She passed away a couple years ago, but this was Tiny Marvels and they restocked it. They even restocked it after she passed away, and proceeds I think were going to her family. Love the color story. I will keep this. I'm not going to get rid of it. I really enjoyed her channel and following along with her. Beautiful. And then this one, this isn't the magnetic palette that they released with it, but this is a color story that she curated with Sydney Grace, and they released it after she passed as well. Again, I think proceeds were going to her family, but I really enjoy this color story. So keeping that one. Okay, you guys, now we have Odin's Eye. So Odin's Eye is a Swedish Norse mythology brand. This one is Saga of Freya. This is chapter 2. Okay, so here's chapter 1 and then Saga of Freya. Okay, so we'll go with chapter 1, which is Tears of Freya. And they're done like little storybooks. The color story is cute. I don't reach for it. I have other palettes that I reach for more. I'm gonna pass this along. I know that there's someone out there that would absolutely love to have this. It's cute. I liked it when I first, just trying them out for the first time. I picked up a couple different ones and I enjoyed this one, but it's something that I have in my collection and other palettes, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. Chapter 2, Cat with Golden Carriage. This is also not really my color story. Kind of gives me like Miami Dolphins vibes. It's pretty, but I'm gonna pass this one on as well. And then this one, the Freya Saga palette. This one is like definitely a storybook. Very beautiful artwork, absolutely love it. But then you open this side and you have colors on here. And then on this side, you have more colors that also look like, what is this, Notre Dame? No, Florida? Florida State? I grew up in Florida, can you tell? Beautiful colors, but I don't think I need to keep this one. It's cute. I just don't reach for it. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. Actually, no, I'm gonna get rid of it. I already said it. This one is Norns. I really like the artwork on this one. Gorgeous. I love these shades down here, really pretty. And then the matte shades, very bold, beautiful. Really enjoy this color story. So I'm gonna keep this one. The Elva, I love this one. This one was one that I could reach for quite a bit because it's got work shades in here. But then I've got some of the like yellowy shades, the purple tones. Really enjoy this one. It's a little bit more neutral. Gonna keep this one. That happened. All right, then you've got Stone and Rock. Grungy greens, browns, deep kind of bluish black. This one I'm gonna keep as well. Really enjoy that color story. Then you've got Jewels and Gem. Those two, so this one and Rock and Stone were released together. And then this one you got the purples and the blues and some of the grays. Enjoy that color story as well. Gonna keep that one. Now I've got the Soul Mane 2. So there's two different palettes that were released. I can't remember which one was first. Blues, purples, browns. Beautiful. I'm gonna leave this one out to compare. I should have compared the other two. Like, how do they play with each other? Because they do play off of each other. Then this one's got, so you got a little bit more subdued, and then this one's got the bright, fun colors. Love that. Keeping. And then this one, instead of releasing two palettes like they did with the other ones, they released one palette and both sides are in one palette. So this is Eternal Twilight palette. You've got both dark and light. But then you've got, so bright and bold for fire, and then cold and moody and gray over here. Really enjoy this. Oof, love those. Keeping. Okay, you guys, we are on to Pat McGrath. This one's gonna be hard because I really enjoy her eyeshadow palettes and her color stories. Not everyone does. I don't like her price point, I'll tell you that much. But this one's gonna be hard for me because I really, truly, really have to not want to keep a palette because I do like her formulations. So I have these two from Star Wars. This one is Divine Droid, all shimmers, very beautiful. I've played around with this a couple different times. I really enjoy the color story. They're so buttery smooth. So gonna keep this one. And then Sith Seduction, Deep Dark Moody, also all shimmers. But this one, I feel like if I keep it on my table, I would reach for that shade a lot for work. Love that. All right, so we've got Bridgerton, which, hold on. These two were, actually, I don't think these were actually Bridgerton. They were just kind of like, oh, that's what it was. Everyone was saying it was Bridgerton because it looks like it's leftover packaging, but they're different and they were like holiday releases. Okay, so this one is Bijou Brilliance in Lunar Nightshade. This one I had fun. I did a Shop My Stash with this one. There's only one matte shade, which is this purple. And I did that one kind of feathered out and then deepened it up a little bit and then used the bluish tones. Had a lot of fun with this one. I really enjoy the color story. Keeping that. This one is Bordeaux Bliss. You've got the wine tones. Only this one is kind of like a matte shade, but it's got really the gold flakes in it. So it's kind of a sequin shade. Also enjoy this color story. The deep, dark, moody tones, but then you've got the rose and pink and mauve. So keeping that one. And then Celestial Nirvana in Bronze Bliss. Love this. So you've got the matte black and then you've got all the like champagne, gold, bronzy tones. So keeping that one. All right, this one is Divine Rose, Eternal Eden. This one I've received a couple times, even in my subscription box, and I put it in my giveaway drawer. I love the color story. It's pinks, mauve, and then these two shimmer shades. Simple, easy, no thinking about what you have to do with this color story. So keeping that one. This one is Daring Desire. This is like a Valentine's release, I think. I know there was a lot of controversy about how like her normal palettes are like the acrylic and heavy duty, and then she did cardboard on this one, but it's charged like the acrylic price point. I like that there's a matte brown in here, and then you have the three shimmers in here. These are a little bit more drier of a formulation, and I don't know that I'm in love with the palette. So this one I think I'm gonna get rid of. All right, so this one was another one that they were like, is this leftover Bridgerton? These are Bridgerton right here. But she's still doing the cardboard packaging on this one. This is Mothership Iconic Infatuation, 6 shades. Do like the mauve tones. This is definitely a color story I gravitate towards. And then you have 3 shimmers in here. Enjoy those colors. My whole hand is just a glitter ball. But so I'm gonna keep this one. And then you got the 2 from Bridgerton. So this one is Diamond of the First Water. The matte shades are very hard packed. This blue is breathtaking. And then you've got like the lighter tones of the shimmers. So this one I'm keeping. And then Bella the Ball, also hard packed matte shades. This one has more shimmers in it. Very glittery, pinky tone, and then you got the greens. Really enjoy that color story, so keeping that one. This was a holiday release. This is the Celestial Divinity eyeshadow palette. And you got kind of like the moody tones. You got a couple matte shades in here, not a lot. The rest are all shimmers, and they're beautiful. So keeping. I did warn you guys, I'm probably not getting rid of a lot of my Pat McGrath. This one is Divine Rose. Mothership, I couldn't tell you the Roman numerals, but this is Divine Rose. Moody, you've got 2 matte shades. The rest are shimmers or satins or glittery ball ones. Definitely enjoy this color story. So keeping that one. We have Moonlit Seduction. 3 matte shades in here. The rest are shimmers. These are so buttery and glittery and glitzy. Love them. That one's staying. Okay, we all felt some sort of way about this Star Wars one because this is a sticker on top of her normal like acrylic. I would have rather her not do a sticker at all. Like this one, the Rise of Skywalker, you emblazoned it on here. Why couldn't you have done that on this one? Like what? What are we doing? Anyways, we have Midnight Sun. So this one's like the grungier tones, which I appreciate. Gonna keep that one. And then Rise of Skywalker, this is Decadence. Not a single matte shade in here. This is all shimmers, but I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. Love that. Look at how gorgeous those are. So keeping. Divine Rose 2. I do like this one a little bit more because it's a little bit more bright. And you have this really pretty like rose shade in here, but very shimmery and glittery and metallic. Keeping. Petal Morphosis. I think this is my most recent Pat McGrath. I really enjoy this one. You've got the jungle green, the purple, and then all these beautiful springtime glitter shades. Love that. Keeping. And this one is Sunlit Seduction. This one is definitely one of my favorites as far as like pinky tones that she's released. You've got the 3 matte shades that I play around with a lot, and then the pinky purple tones. I enjoy that. So keeping. Okay guys, we are on to Ensley Rain. I know there's been some drama with this brand recently because of posts and liking and things. I still like their palettes, their color stories, the quality. Cannot deny that. So these two, Flourish and Flutter, would put out around springtime this past year, or last year, I think, or summer. I can't remember. So this one is your beautiful neons, and this is why I'm like, ooh, I know I have other palettes that I kept that have neons, and I'm like, which ones do I keep? These shades I'm for sure keeping though, because they are breathtaking, stunning, and I love to play around with them. So keeping this one. And then Flutter is a little bit more moody. I love this though. Look how beautiful. Keeping this one. I don't know if I'm getting rid of any of my Ensley Rain. And I know there's gonna be some people that don't like that I don't declutter, but I know what I like and I paid for this stuff. Wolf Moon. I love these tones. I gravitate towards these tones. I love this light pale green. I don't think it's gonna show up on my skin as much as I would like it to, but it's gorgeous. And then these shimmer tones, oof, love. So keeping this one. So you got Wolf Moon, and then you have Snow Moon. These two are released together. So these are a little bit deeper than the other palette, but you still have the beautiful light ethereal shades. So keeping that. Hi, Peppers. Cold Moon, I think this is one of my first palettes I picked up from them. We have 3 more brands, you guys. All right, so you've got some pinky tones, you've got gray tones. Really enjoy these shimmers. I think this was one of my first palettes from them, and I won't go back. I really enjoy their chromes and multi shades. Love this. Keeping. Groovy Garden, kind of like the grungy, earthy tones. 2 rows of mattes, lighter shades, darker shades, and then in the middle you have all the shimmers. Look at that. Beautiful green tones, burnt oranges. Keeping. Ooh, this was the goth palette that I needed. The grungy burgundies and tones. This is Underland. I love that it's Alice with the rabbit ears on. Love the moodiness of this palette. That's just the only way I can describe it, is moody Alice in Wonderland. Keeping. Whispering Woods is one of their recent releases. I know that there's another one like Enchantment or whatever that I'm still waiting for it to arrive. A little bit more like earthy, edgy, grungy. I'm getting tired too, you guys. Love these. Love these. Keeping. This one had a face palette with it. Glow. This one is like your summer and spring best friend right here. You got your pastels. You've got some deeper tones just to balance it out a little bit, but the shimmers are, I'm here for. Gorgeous. Keeping. Light in Your Eyes. This is like your everyday neutrals. So you've got lots of mattes, lots of shimmers. You got the in-betweens. You've got the everyday. You've got the moody, edgy, grungy tones. Really enjoy this. Keeping. And then Cosmic Dreamer. This is your bright, fun, colorful. You just have everything. Your pinks, your browns, your greens, your blues, a little bit of everything in between. Love this. Keeping. Okay, we have Nomad Cosmetics, and I absolutely love how they come up with their palettes. They go to a destination, they learn all about it, they curate their palettes based off of that destination or theme, and I'm here for it. I love this. So this one is Nomad what was this? It was Santa's Village. It was a limited edition. I ordered it, and by the time I received it, it was completely sold out. So I felt bad even doing a video on it, so I didn't. But I love the little color story in here. You got the black, gray, red, white, and then you have some really pretty shimmer shades in here. Absolutely gorgeous. Downside is I just don't reach for it, and I know I have these colors in other stores, so this one I'm going to pass on to a friend. I do love Nomad, and I know that they will absolutely love this in their collection. I love the packaging on this one. Nomad Berlin Underground. I did not get to go to Berlin in my time in Germany, and I will have to go back because I want to. Grungy, everything I would expect for Berlin, like the Berlin rock scene is what I feel in this one. Love the tones, it's very buttery. Love this. Grungy, moody rock. That's what I get from this. So, however, I feel like I have this color story. I think it's time to pass this one on. Ooh, I love this one. Harvest or Hudson Valley. This one was like where they have the Headless Horseman story in mythology. But I love the names. You've got Cider House and Great Pumpkin Patch, Foliage Trail, Mountain Hike, Apple Cider Donuts. Absolutely love this. It is all matte shades, and you just have 3 shimmers down the middle. You guys, we're getting into the fall weather. There's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna keep this one. We have Chamonix Après-Ski. This was last year's like winter theme. And this was European, what is it? The Swiss Alps? No, French. I'm here for this color story though. I love this. I love that you've got the purpley burgundy or purpley mauves. You've got the greens, and then you've got the blues. I am here for this. I love the snowboard or the snow theme. I wouldn't say snowboarding, just skiing. Love the tones in here. Keeping Fête de Provence, so France, and you've got the wine theme. So top and bottom are matte shades, lighter tones on the top, deeper shades on the bottom, and then in the middle you have all the shimmers. Gorgeous. Gonna keep this one. New Zealand Stargazing. I cannot wait to go to New Zealand. I did get to Australia, but I have not gotten to New Zealand, and I would love to do that. This color story is gorgeous. You got the deep dark tones. You got pops of pink and purple, the blues. Gorgeous. Keeping. Chicago Speakeasy. We've talked about this when I did the video and my time in Chicago and actually finding some of the speakeasies to just hang out in and enjoy. This color story, really cool. You've got mattes on the top, mattes on the bottom, lighter, darker, and then in the middle you have the different drinks with the shimmer shades. Love this. Gonna keep. This was last year's like fall, no, yes. Ghost Town USA, I think this was last year's fall release. I just reviewed Witch City Salem. I am here for it. You guys will have to look for that video. It will be out soon. This color story, dark, moody. For every row of mattes, you got a row of shimmers. You have all the different things that you would think about the West, like Calamity Jane, Bandit Queen, Deadwood. I love it. I'm here for it. And the pressings are really neat. So keeping that one. Nomad Lodge. This is Whistler, British Columbia. This is snowboarding. Snowboarding or skiing, whichever your preference is. I really enjoy this color story. You've got the greens, the blues, burgundies, and deeper shades. Really enjoy that. Keeping. This one is Okavango Safari. Love the packaging on this, the leopard. Deep, I wouldn't say deep, moody, grungy, earthy tones. That's what I would go with. You have 3 rows of mattes, 2 rows of shimmers. Really enjoy those. The earthy tones, definitely earthy. Keeping. This one is after my heart. This is Florida. He's beachy and peachy. I grew up down in Florida, grew up in Bradenton, Sarasota area, so definitely saw some flamingos and dolphins. Love this. I love how bright and beautiful the color story is. Definitely saw a lot of these shades, even on like houses. You cannot miss it. Love this. Gonna keep it. Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. Definitely reminds me. So I made it to Dublin. I would love to go back to Ireland. Absolutely. This is beautiful. I love the greens. I love the tans and browns in here. Not an everyday wear for me, but grandma loved greens on me. So absolutely have to keep this one. Nomad Royal Europe. This one is so much fun. I love how they did the cuts in here. So it's different layers and you can feel all the different layers of paper on here. Now you've got 2 rows of mattes, and then on the bottom you have all the gemstone shimmer shades. which are breathtaking. I'm gonna keep that. Okay, you have Verona Amore Morte, and this is, was it Romeo and Juliet? So you've got both sides of it. You got the pink tones, you got the blue and darker tones, and just depending on whatever your passion is. Pretty. I'm going to keep this one. This is why I didn't need to keep the Unearthly one, because I have the red tones in Nomad. This is their most recent like European fairy tale. So this is Fairy Tale Europe, which came out as I was leaving Germany, and I look at this and I'm like, ooh, and you open it up and they have Neuschwanstein's castle and some of the different things that I saw when I was over there, and I'm like, oh, I'm here for it. This one's different. You have 1 row of mattes and 2 rows of shimmers, and I am here for it because I love a beautiful shimmer, and they do not disappoint. Keeping. And then, so this one, this is the, was it Cloud Forest Preserve. I kept the outer carton, and I don't usually keep the outer cartons for my palettes, but this one has the cutouts of the different animals. Whereas when I open the palette, which side? When you open the palette, you don't see necessarily the defined animals, but with the package, it defines it. I think it's really cool. And it's also very bright and bold and beautiful. Some beautiful shimmer shades, which I'm here for. Love this. Love the pops of color in here, so keeping this one. All right, second to last brand, this is Natasha Denona. And I love Natasha Denona. I have all my little mini palettes here because when I'm looking at some of the larger palettes and comparing, which I'm torn because I like my little minis because I can travel with them and they're super easy, especially these neutral ones right here. Love that. But then you've got some of the little tiny ones that are a little bit more unique, especially like this blue one and this one right here. But I definitely grab for those when it comes to work. But we're gonna see. I don't know what I'm going to declutter, if at all, from Natasha Denona. Bear with me because I absolutely love my palettes from Natasha. All right, so we'll start out here. We have the Sunrise palette. Pinks, burnt orange, some lighter tones. See, and I love these shades. I can't guarantee that I'm gonna get rid of anything from Natasha, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm gonna keep this one for now. A Trio Chrome palette. This one's a larger palette. This also costs a little bit more. I bought this when it went on sale. So by the time I received it, I had so much in my collection that I needed to try out that I didn't really play with it. This one's a little bit more unique. There's 3 shimmers in here. The rest are matte shades. And I don't think I've really played with it except for swatching. So I definitely need to set this aside to play around with. Definitely, maybe I need to shop my stash on this one. But I'm gonna keep this. The I Need a Warm. I feel like this was like part of that warm. Was it? It doesn't say. It doesn't say which one. Nope. I mean, this color story does kind of match with it. And usually she'll put out like the little middies to kind of sneak peek what she's about to do. I love a neutral palette. We talked about it. But then there's I Need a Warm, then I Need a Nude. Like these two are two of my favorites right here because you got the warm tones, you've got the cool tones. And I grab for these quite a bit. You can see which ones I've dug into the most. They literally stay in rotation for my everyday. And then looking at this, you have the warm tones, but it plays off of these tones in here. So I think I'm keeping this one because I can also travel with this one for work. But when we're talking about like the different shimmers, gorgeous. And then even like one of my favorite shades. So I'm gonna keep both of those. You have the Retro Glam. I love this one. You've got the minty greens, you've got the pastel-y pinks, you've got some gray tones in here. Love the tones in here. Keeping this one. We have the Bloom palette, which doesn't look like it matches anything over there. I like that you've got the pinks and the burnt oranges and the cranberries, and then you've got a dark brown type of shade. And these shades, they're kind of like wet on the eye. Really gorgeous. Keeping this one. Tropic palette. This had been out for a little bit before I purchased it. I think this and Circo Loco, the larger ones, these are usually like $100 something. I only buy these when they're on sale. So Tropic palette has all the bright, fun, tropical colors. You've got the pinks, the reds, the oranges, and then you've got some of the blues and greens in here, kind of like water. I'm gonna keep that one. Go ahead and do Circo Loco as well. And this one was definitely the bright, bold, beautiful. I mean, kind of, this kind of goes along with it. This one is, actually, this is the mini trio chrome. So this one goes along with this palette right here, which doesn't play off it at all. Like, come on. There's not a lick of blue in this palette. The heck are we talking about? But they go together, supposedly. However, this is a lot of fun. Lots of bold, fun colors in here. The shimmers are definitely something else. Gonna keep that. Glam palette, this one I reach for a lot. This has a lot of my like neutral tones, but I love the shimmers in here. So you've got crease, smoke, blend, lash line. Those mattes, that's about it. Everything else is a shimmer. Inner corner, center eye, outer eye. Like, it tells you where it's supposed to go, how to place it, what to do. Doesn't really have a shade name, but I grab for this one quite a bit, especially for special events. And I want to keep it neutral. Keeping the Hyper Natural Face Palette. This one, I'm not so sure about. And I used it the other day. Like, bronze contour, they're too light for me. The blush, it's not too bad. The shades in here are okay, but I've got this in another palette. It's like, I've got one of these in each of the other palettes. This one, I'm okay decluttering. Like, I'm not in love with it. Gone. Xenon palette. If you need gothy, cool tone, monochromatic grays and black tones, this is it. And I'm here for it. And I love it because I love a smoky eye. Beautiful. Keeping. Pastel palette. I love this. I had so much fun using this the first time I ever played around with it. The shades are really gorgeous. Pastels, I feel like some people have a hard time with, but these I had a great color payoff and they showed up beautifully. So keeping. The Love Face palette, which I think came out around the same time as this one, because this is the mini Love. I can see it. I can see the cohesiveness. You have more of a pink and then this is a mauve. And then you have this shimmer, which kind of goes with this matte pink. So I could see it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the little mini. And then, so you've got a highlighter and a blush, and then you've got these 4 shades. So we'll swatch the highlighter, very beautiful. And then the shimmer, gorgeous. But this one I will keep. My Dream palette, I love this one. It's gorgeous. There was a whole collection around it. You've got the peachy shades, the browns, the purpley pinks, or purpley burgundies, and the black. Definitely one of my favorite palettes too. Gonna keep that one. The Yucca palette. This one's very unique, but I love it. The earthy tones, the grunginess is gorgeous. Keeping. All right, we have the Golden palette. I literally just got the Golden highlighter palette in my subscription box, which I already own. So that one just wanted to give away. This palette is gorgeous. I love, you've got the tans, the deep dark brown, and then all the golden champagne shades. I'm gonna keep that one. Okay, we have the Zendo palette. When I saw this, I was very confused. I was like, they're the same. They're not. That one's a bronze, this one's Zendo. So I like this. You've got the peachy, burgundy, the green, the blue. Very fun, very pretty. Keeping. There was a mini palette that came out with this as well, but I'm gonna keep this one. Bronze. I don't think I have a mini. Nope. Ayana. Rosenwood. Nope. This one I really enjoy. I like the burnt shades, the tans, the browns, all the different bronzy tones of shimmer. Gonna keep that one. And then we have the retro, and you've got the mini retro right here. This one, everyone was like, how do they go together? There's not a lick of green in here. It's purples, burgundies, pinks. This one you've got peach, sage, and that's about it. How do they go together? We were confused. Keeping though, I do like this. And then the shades in here are really gorgeous. So keeping. I feel like my light is going out. And then we have the Roxa palette. Purples, purple underhues, one deep dark shade, and then a peachy and kind of a burgundy. Keeping. And then these little minis. So all of these I enjoy. This one is Cupid. It was released around like Valentine's Day. Really enjoy this color story. Keeping. Actually, I think I'm keeping all of these because these are easy to travel with. And I love the different colors in them. So the tan and the brown, and then the shimmers. This one, the yellow and the green. I've actually decluttered this one before, and then I received it again and I was like, ooh, I was meant to keep this one. So keeping. Definitely reach for this quite a bit. So it has the light tan, brown, And then you've got the 2 different shimmers in here, which is like a daily staple. And then this one is the Rose and Wood. I love this one. So the only matte shade is this grayish brown, and then all the beautiful shimmers. I love this. I would love to see a full palette for this one. Okay, you guys, last brand for high end. This is Huda Beauty. These are just my little 6 or 9 pan, and I still have her big palettes. These are hard for me because I do really enjoy Huda Beauty, and I do like these little 9 pans because they're easy to travel with. We'll start out with the nudes. So I have the 3 different shades. There's light, medium, and rich. Okay, so this one being light, I'll open up medium, and then we have rich. These 3 right here I really enjoy. I will actually mix them together, and it was so that there were different options, especially if you liked to have the lighter tones. These, for lights, I can use these shades for work. However, there's not a shimmer in here that I can really get away with. I mean, I could probably get away with the pinky shade. It's just a little bit darker than I tend to go. And the lightest shade has kind of a shift to it, so it's a little bit harder for me to get away with in uniform. Whereas I can also still use medium for work. Rich is definitely one of those, like, I'm gonna glam it up and have a good time after work on the weekends type of vibe for me. I still like the medium tones. Some really pretty shades in here as far as the shimmers are concerned. These 3 are still a staple for me. I've traveled with these quite a few times. I really enjoy the palettes themselves, the shades that are in here, how compact they are and easy to travel with. So these, no matter what, I'm keeping. Love Fest. This was a release a couple years ago. Very fun and bright. You still got like the neutral tones, but then you got the burnt oranges and this corally orange shade. And then you have 3 different shimmers in the purple tones. Very different varying shades, but I feel like it gives it a different depth when you're talking about burnt oranges and then the shimmers being purple. Lots of fun. I did enjoy this palette, as well as I kept the Love Fest blush that came with that collection. So keeping this one. We have the gold palette. This was this limited release on Cult Beauty, and then it was originally released, then it was next released on her site. The neutral tones I gravitate towards. I don't use this gold or this one as much. I guess I should, but I do like the lighter shimmers in here, and I have used this for work because it's definitely in the color story that I'm able to utilize for my neutral tones. So this one will stay as well. You trying to knock down the towers of eyeshadows? You gonna guard me? I'm almost done. Pets. Next, you guys, I have the Pastels Mint. This is literally the only pastels palette that I have left from the release. And I like the mint shades that are in here, but I also love the shimmers. I did get rid of a mint palette before from, was it Juvia's? I can't remember the brand that I decluttered it from, but this one I will keep. So gonna keep this one. We have the haze palettes. So there's khaki haze, purple haze, and sand haze. So purple, sand, which has some of my neutral tones in it. And then you have khaki. Really enjoy all 3 of these. I have decluttered quite a few of my purple palettes, but I do like this because yes, you've got the purple, but you also have the tans, and then you have some of these burgundy shades with, what is this, sand haze. This has the neutral shades that I can use for work. And then khaki haze, you have the green, grungy, earthy tones. So we'll go ahead and swatch the purpley shades. Love those. I really especially love this shade right here. I can kind of get away with that for work. So keeping purple haze. Khaki haze, like I said, I love the grungy, earthy tones. I love the shimmers that are in here. Very buttery smooth. And Huda's no longer, as far as she said, she's no longer releasing large palettes. I do hope she releases like the little 9 pans. That would still be a lot of fun. And then sand haze. This one has 4 shimmer shades, and then the rest are mattes. Love that. So this one I will keep as well. Okay, neon. We have the orange, which orange also has like pinks and yellows in here, which I'm not mad at. You have the green one, and this one I dropped in this shade Schmattered, which bummed me out because there's some beautiful shimmers in here. And then the pink one, which has more pinks as well as purples, and I absolutely am here for all of these 3 palettes. I was looking at them, I was like, oh, maybe I'll declutter my neons this time. I don't think I am. So the shimmers in the orange neon palette, really pretty, keeping that one. The pink neon palette, gorgeous. So keeping that one. And then the green neon palette. This one has probably the most fun of the shimmers. Lots and lots. I love the multi-duo chromes in here. Keeping. Okay, we have the wild palettes. And this one, there's a 4th one. And I know I got rid of that one. I don't remember why. I don't know which one it was. So this one is Python. You've got the greens, the browns, and some corally orange shades. You have Jaguar, which this one I absolutely am in love with. I've got my deeper, darker tones, kind of smoky eye, and then you've got some pops of purple in here. And then you have Tiger, which has my neutral tones, the orange, and then some interesting shimmers in here as well. So go ahead and swatch those. See, and I'm in love with these, especially this shade right here in the middle. Absolutely love that. I should probably reach for this for work sometime. I think I could definitely do something with this. I don't know about the pinky shimmer though. Maybe after work, but keeping Wild Tiger. Jaguar, this one's not going anywhere. Swatch or not, I already know this one is staying in the collection. Love that. Keeping. And then this one is Python. I like it. I don't know that I'm in love with it, but I do love the green tones, and I do love that I have some of the variations of the browns, tans, and coral. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that one as well. I think I'm gonna hold on to my sapphire and gemstone obsessions till last, only because I've had them the longest. All right, so this is Mauve Obsession. I received this one in a subscription box after I bought all the gemstone obsessions. I like this color story. There are 3 shimmers in here, still buttery smooth. Had this for a while. This kind of gives me, what is it? The rose gold palette. So I might set this aside for when I do the rose gold and compare, because I might not need to keep this one. We'll hold off. All right, we have the chocolates, or the browns. So you got chocolate brown, which deep, dark yumminess. You've got caramel brown, which has the orangey tones. And then we have toffee brown, which has the light, neutral, and some like mustardy yellow shades in here. I love these palettes right here. Oranges I don't gravitate as much, but I did do a video the other day where I used orange, and I actually really enjoyed how I did that. So I might dive into oranges a little bit more. This I like because you have almost equal parts matte and shimmer. I love these tones. So keeping toffee brown. We have caramel brown, and I'm falling back in love with my orangey shades, but this is definitely like a fall palette. Ooh, I need to put this one on my desk to play around with. Do I need to dive into this today? We'll see. We're keeping caramel brown though. And then we have chocolate brown. This is my vibe. This is my like everyday type of neutral vibe. I've got my tans, I've got my chocolatey browns. The shimmers are breathtaking. You can deepen it up, you can lighten it up a little bit. Like this would be a shade that I could use for work. This is definitely one of those like everyday palettes for me. So keeping that one. Okay, so I'm holding off on these till the end. These are the creamy palettes. And I understand what she was trying to do, but like they're not my favorite. So this one being Grayish Creamy Obsessions is pretty but very light, and I definitely had to dip in a lot. Dixon's over here rolling around the carpet, you guys. I do like the tones on this, but the cream to powder formula is interesting. And I had to like pad into these a lot to get some color payoff. And then even neutral brown creamy. See, I am gonna keep them for now. I haven't played with them a lot lately, but when I first, like the grayish one wasn't my favorite. But now that we're into fall, a little bit more dreary, maybe I'll play around with the cool tone part of this. But I still, like, when they first came out, like, I wasn't a huge fan. They're interesting. I definitely like this one more than this one. But for now, I think I'm gonna hold on to these for now. All right, we have all the gemstone. We have sapphire, we have emerald, we have topaz, ruby, and amethyst. Ooh, see, I want to compare all of them because there's so many. And actually, which one was purple? So we had purple haze. Nope, different variations. These are deeper. Dang it. Sapphire, emerald, topaz. I just had. So when I'm looking at topaz compared to this one is caramel brown. these are a little bit more like earthy oranges, whereas these are brighter. Like, do I need 2 orange palettes? As much as this might hurt, I think I'm gonna get rid of, oh, do I need to? Should I? You guys, this hurts. I think I'm gonna get rid of Topaz Obsessions and keep Caramel. Actually, dang it, you guys. I like both color stories. I like both sets of shimmers. This is gonna be very, like, you're gonna hate me for this. I think I'm keeping both of them. I have the hardest time because I did spend my money on this. I don't think, so between, when we're comparing the greens, we've got Dixon. All right, so here are the green palettes from Huda. This one literally has no green in it. It's neon green, but it's like under hues of green. I don't even count this. But, so this one's emerald, you've got mints, and you've got python. The only one that's like similar in green shades is like these two, where they're just, this one's a little bit deeper, this one's a little bit more like minty, and like even that's like light, lighter, lightest. When you're talking about, guys, I thought I was gonna get rid of one of these. No, I'm gonna keep this. Grandma would want me to keep the green palette. Okay, I'm really bad at this right now. Amethyst Obsessions. I really like the purple tones. Yep, keeping that one for now. Ruby Obsessions. I like this. Am I in love with it? I do like the shades. I do like the color story. And I like that I've got this burgundy to deepen up whatever monochromatic moment I decide to do. So keeping that one. Sapphire Obsessions. There's no other color story like this in her palettes. So keeping that one for sure. All right, we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna dive into the Rose Gold. So this is the Rose Gold palette remastered. And then Mauve has similar shades because you've got this brown and this brown. You got this one, which is a little bit lighter than this burgundy shade, but I don't know that I need to keep this palette when I have, like, these are so buttery. I'm gonna get rid of Mauve Obsessions. I'm gonna keep Rose Gold remastered because let's face it, the shimmers are breathtaking on this. Now we have her other large palettes. There's quite a few, and I don't know that I'm getting rid of any of her large palettes. I do really enjoy their color stories, and she's announced last year that there will be no more large palettes. So this is Mercury Retrograde. Love the packaging. This is gorgeous. And then the color story is really beautiful. I have my lighter tones. I have some deeper tones to deepen up and make a smoky. The shimmers are breathtaking. A lot of fun. I've done a Shop My Stash probably about a year ago and used this palette, and I fell back in love with it using the color story and playing with shades that I wouldn't normally gravitate towards when I first started my channel. So definitely keeping this one. Icy Nude, I was so stoked for this when it came out. As soon as I saw it, I purchased it. I love this. So you have the paler shades. You have some deeper shades to smoke it up or just give some depth and dimension. And then the shimmers are so buttery. The glitters are mesmerizing. I love this for an everyday palette. So keeping Icy Nude. Nude. This started like the nude trend, and I'm here for it. This is also when she released the Crushed Pearl shimmers, which are breathtaking. I love this color story. I've used it quite a bit. I reach for it often. And you have the pressed glitter, which look at how beautiful that pressed glitter is. So keeping this one. All right, we have Pretty Grunge. This one was unexpected. I was not expecting this from Huda, and I'm here for it. This was my teenage years. This was my, like, growing up. I wish I had this palette in high school. I've got my tans, pale shades that I can use every day, but then I've got the deeper, darker, grungier, like, let's go out and party type of vibe. And the shimmers are spectacular. Love this. Will not declutter. This though, the gel formulations, can we stop doing that? It takes up a space. I'd rather a shimmer, a crushed pearl. Can we stop doing this? My eyelids don't like it. Like this jelly, whatever it's supposed to be, I can't stand it. That's my one big complaint, is that she keeps putting these in almost every palette now. I can't stand them. I'm an oily gal and my lids do not like those. Does anyone else like them? Empowered. This one's got a little bit more of like the bronzy golden tones. I do like the orangey depth here. I like that you still have some of the tans and taupies You, again, have this shade and this shade are kind of like that gelish formulation. Manifest is really weird. It's like a gel wet slick type of shade. I'm not here for that. There might be other people that like it. I don't. But I am going to keep this palette. Rose Quartz. This is my go-to. This is my die-hard everyday. I have literally hit pan on this shade Self Love, and I need to see if I can repurchase it individually. But even Moon Magic I'm about to hit pan on. I love, love, love. Even Gratitude I think I'm about to hit pan on. That matte shade right there, Gratitude and Aura, those are my daily along with Self Love. I need to just be able to buy this one shade and depot and repan. Like, can I do that? But I love the color story. I love the shades. It is my everyday. I will gravitate towards it no matter what. If I'm like stumped on what I should wear, this is what I reach for. Keeping. Like, it has lots of love. It travels with me everywhere. And the last one, you guys, oh my goodness, the last one. This is Naughty Nude. I think it was Nude and then Naughty Nude and then a bunch of other like palettes released. This one's got the bronzy shades, the deeper tones. I really enjoy this. And the Petri dish, like, why? Like, what are we doing here? Love the shimmers. So keeping this one as well. Okay, you guys, now we need to count how many I got rid of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 50 palettes, you guys. That is a lot for me, especially, so 50 from high-end and 35 from affordable. That gave us a total of 85 for the entire eyeshadow palette collection declutter. Okay, you guys, this was a hard declutter for me. I've said it in the past and I will continue to say it because I do receive some PR. A majority of my collection though, probably 95% of it, I've purchased myself. So it makes it harder when I'm decluttering knowing the price point that I've spent on some of these items. And there's been comments in the past where, oh, you're just showing off your collection. No, I start this with every intention of decluttering. And then I go through each of the palettes and then I remember why I loved the palette, the color story, the quality. And I just had to be honest with myself. Do I keep it? Do I let it go? Some things need to be reused and see if I really still love it. It's easy to swatch a couple shades and go, oh, I'm still in love with that. And then it's another to actually apply it to the face and go, well, the colors aren't my favorite and I have other palettes that are similar, which is also true. And I definitely am honest with myself that I have color stories in 2 different brands and I'm like, oof, I really like this color story and I really like this color story. I tried, you guys, I honestly tried. I have every intention when I started Declutter series that I am cleaning out the collection. Now, whether or not I get rid of 1 palette or 200 palettes is a whole nother story. You guys, we started out with 321 eyeshadow palettes in the high-end collection. And I say that, there's a couple that snuck in there like She Glam and there's another one that I remember and I was like, ooh, I messed up. Those should have been in the affordable. It happens. When you're trying to go through a large collection and you're separating everything out, it is really easy to miss 1 or 2. Now, from that 321, I did declutter 50 eyeshadow palettes. Into some that's not going to seem like a lot. I understand that. Now, as a total between affordable and high-end, I had 457 eyeshadow palettes. I decluttered 50 out of high-end and 34 out of affordable, which puts me at 84 eyeshadow palettes decluttered out of my entire collection. And to some that doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm going to go back to the fact that I did purchase this with my money.
now. Friends will receive them. There have been a couple questions and I have been giving it some thoughts. A couple followers, subscribers, people that I talk to on Instagram have asked if I'm going to be posting any of them on Mercari. I usually post on Poshmark, but I did create a Mercari account. So I will be looking into posting some of them on there. If you want to go check it out, I will put the details down below so you can find me on Mercari. And if there's any eyeshadow palettes that you're looking for, you can go and check them out. Like I said, there's 84 of them that I decluttered. Some will just be given to friends, and then others might be posted. So check that out if that's something that you want to do. But you guys, that is it for this video. That's it for the declutter series. I have some ideas on other things and content to do with my collection, but we'll see how that pans out. I have some ideas. We'll see how they work into the schedule. But you guys, let me know your thoughts. Put it in the comments. Let's have that conversation. And that is it for this video. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.